Yeah, the opening was ridiculous. I went back and watched it too. It was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
All right. We have gone live.
Sweet.
Nice.
Welcome back.
There we go. We're on.
What the hell's going on?
No, let me just make sure this one's muted. There we go. Oh, we got a Tim. We should start showing up at 05 or 10. Well, duh. Tim's like we should start showing up at 5 past. He is right. I mean, it says 16 waiting. I have no clue what that actually means. Let me just do a refresh.
Just waiting for what?
Now we can see us. Yep, we got 11 watching. So people are coming in slowly but surely. Splendid.
Well, they don't expect us to start on time. So
well, Tim said we should show up at 5 or 10 past. I mean, he is right. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. All right, I'm eating dinner. I went to the climbing gym.
I dig your glasses there, Evan. It's pretty slick.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
It's got the John Lennon ones going on.
Yeah.
Those are pretty awesome.
Tyrol. What do we shit. We just saw each other like a week ago.
I know. It's okay. What is crazy is it's a week later.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, I mean, I guess because we had Friday and Saturday. So maybe that's why. I was gonna say it doesn't feel like a week away.
Well, we've had a call or so two in between. So I think
yeah, good point. Okay, that's a fair good point. That is a fair good point. Hey, speaking of calls, how did the presentation go? You guys were doing a bunch of presentations like yesterday and today as well. I saw a bunch of stuff on LinkedIn.
Yeah, so seemingly it went well. I actually had a couple people email me apologizing they couldn't make it. So we're gonna do it again.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this time I'm gonna have enough forethought to actually get the recording to work.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And full disclaimer, I was at like 70 to 80% recovered today from that damn COVID shot about wiped me out.
Oh no.
So, but no, it went well. It was really well received. A lot of good feedback. Some of the comments were, hey, are you going to do this again? Because I have other people in my company that need to hear this. So I think, for the one I did, it went well. Evan, you had one, didn't you? You presented to somebody this week, didn't you?
No.
Oh, well.
No. My next talk is Orlando, 23rd. Something.
Nice.
Yeah, gonna talk about probably something about security. I think. I don't know.
Do you talk about much else?
No, Harleys.
Ooh,
Harleys and Chorkies.
Yeah, fucking Chorkies.
I'm giving a talk I'm doing it remote. I'm giving a talk on, I think it's actually quantum mechanics or quantum entanglement in Israel in about a month's time. That's going to be so much.
That's not a thing. Come on.
It's a thing. Well, according to marketing people, it's a thing.
It's true.
There's got to be something.
Well, that's good. That's right up your alley. You don't get to talk about that enough.
It'll be totally fun. I'm actually looking forward to it. And then I'll have to send it to you guys. I did an abstract. I got asked to do a talk for the folks over at Fact Set, big kind of development-y shop and everything else in a couple of weeks' time. A total fun. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. I often don't like building totally new slide decks, especially in the middle of the year. But I'm like, all right, I want to have some fun with this. So the title is "Welcome to the Dark Side. We own everyone's cookies."
Nice.
And it starts off with a nice feel good, which is like, hey, how's it going? You all caught up in your awareness training. Do you know what you click? And you got to figure out what to avoid. And have you figured out your passwords yet? And have you got your OWASP top 10 yet? Great. So are you feeling all nicely protected? And you're fighting the good fight. I'm like, splendid. So what if I told you it really doesn't matter a damn?
Right.
Gonna have a ton of fun with it. Just gonna have some fun with it. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm gonna build out an entire slide deck and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna kind of turn things on the head a little bit. I'll send you guys the abstract and just hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure we will, man. I always enjoy your talks. You have good creativity.
I gave one. I did the Rocky Mountain InfoSec one today, the RMISC one, and I might have been on camera. I was on camera. Let's just be perfectly honest. I was on camera, and I think it's probably been recorded. That I might have mentioned something about an energy company recently that might have had some problems a while ago, and I'm pretty sure I called their senior leader a shit splattered Muppet fart.
What is it? A shit what?
Shit splattered Muppet fart.
Shit plattered Muppet fart?
Shit splatter Muppet fart.
Shit splatter Muppet fart.
Yep.
I'm taking that one. I'm gonna take notes on that shit.
So this is that comes from who's the chap? Who's the immortal chap? Why can't I remember? I've forgotten again. The two swords and the Ryan Reynolds from him. That one.
Okay.
Deadpool.
Thank you. It's the Deadpool one, and so it came from that. And in the back of my mind, and I was trying to explain about this, how I felt about this, and I got chastised by our CEO yesterday. I got chastised.
So you finally got to talk to him.
I did. He hit me up, and I got to talk to him, and pretty much the first 30 minutes of the conversation was my use of the word fuck in conversation, and how it's not appropriate, and how they would rather I didn't do that. So I did not call him a complete fuckwit, the leadership person. I just called him a shit splattered Muppet fart. But yeah, pretty much the first 30 minutes was pretty much the F word is not appropriate. So, we missed a few other things. We might have missed a couple of other things on the list. So it was what it was.
Nice.
Yeah. Had a bit of a drink after that one, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully nobody ever feels that way when they talk to me. I don't think so, though.
I really hope not. I mean, you obviously saw the message that I'd sent over, and I wasn't shocked or surprised, unfortunately, just a little disappointed. Some level of justification on the lying, and some level of diversity, and all sorts of other things that apparently are absolutely perfect and are fine. So there's some hard thoughts that need to happen. Well, actually there aren't, let's be perfectly honest. So it's just a matter of working it all out. But anyway.
Yeah, we had a good talk on, what was it, Tuesday night, or was it Monday night?
It was Monday. We talked on Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, there's some fun stuff going on this end. Ryan.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance. We'll catch up. I mean, we might as well catch up a bit now while we're talking. Everybody else will be fine with it for a second. Firewaller. Did you know that they have an entire Docker architecture that you can build? Yeah. So guess what we've already built on top of it?
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
And a few other things. So we're actually taking a long, hard look at our stuff that we've built out already and going, I mean, that's what, since we talked on Monday when I said, hey, we'll be doing some stuff. Yeah, we've done some, it's been an interesting week. Let's put it that way.
Good. Well, I mean, if there's a way to get things done where we're not repeating if there's something viable to be used, let's use that, and then let's enhance.
Exactly. And that was my conversation with like Dell and with the crew, was like, I don't want to keep reinventing the wheel. Let's look and see what's out there. I mean, that was the whole logic of trying to use the Signet stuff, but unfortunately it can't do what we need it to be able to do beyond traditional computing. we need the IoT, we need a bunch of other things. So the gold version of the firewall looks like it'll have the horsepower we would need for bigger stuff. And then that smaller one, we've actually got a couple of those beasties on the way that we're going to basically build a Nessus Docker container inside of it, and a few other things that we want for some asset stuff, and drop it out and see if that'll do everything we need.
Nice. I'm excited.
Oh, hang on. From Rachel, hey, Chris, Evan, and Ryan, could you all be so kind as to wave at my nephew, Logan? He's 12 and has never met hackers.
Well, hello, Logan.
Hello.
Hey, Logan.
Hello.
Logan.
Hello, Logan. Logan is a good name when you think about it. I mean, that's a good
A solid name.
That is a good solid name. That's wasn't that the werewolf chap? What's his name? Wasn't that a Logan?
Thinking about naming my next kid Logan.
Wolverine.
Wolverine. That's what I mean. Yeah, the werewolf
Yeah.
chap. Wolverine. That was. What do you mean next kid? Whoa.
Wait, hold
I
on.
was,
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a surprise baby?
I was going to see if you guys were listening.
Yeah, no shit. Process.
I still
Red flag.
I still practice, but no, I'm not doing that. Just practice. No prime time.
At this point in my life, that's probably the scariest thing I could think of.
Oh, Marlis would.
Rebooting and starting over. No, thanks. No, I'm good.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm good.
That would be really bad around here.
Not happening.
Hey,
I love them,
speaking, what do we got? We got 31 days, Brian.
Before we are enjoying some different weather.
Yeah, do you want to go scuba diving?
We can give it a shot. I'm all for it. I don't know how lung wise that'll work out, but I'm all for giving it a shot.
It's a binary question.
Yes, the answer is yes. If it's binary, the answer is yes.
All right, you'll be
Go
fine.
get yourself examined first.
Say who?
Yeah.
Well, your lungs are better now, though, after the shots, right?
Well, they seem to be. We'll know more as the week plays on. The second shot flared me up again, so we'll see. It by tomorrow, I should be better than I am today, and today I'm better than I was yesterday. So that second one was not nice.
Me and Harmon are going to do 2 of our certification dives.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
No,
so I think you need 4.
Okay. Well, I'm down to get 1 under my belt. That's for sure.
Well, you can do 2, right? I mean, get halfway there.
Okay.
Ryan, do me a big favor. Go get your lungs checked out, please. You go below basically 10, 12 feet.
Yeah.
All sorts of interesting gases happen, and you will go below 10 to 12 feet. You won't ever want to stay there. So please, for crying out loud, go get them checked out.
All right, I'll get it. I'll get a rescan. I'll see if I can get in here in the next week or 2.
Please,
well,
please,
and just talk to your doctor straight out and ask them if it's okay for you to go scuba diving.
Yep, I will. Okay. And I have a pulmonary, so it's not just any run of the mill doctor either. It's the lung doctor. So
good. Yeah, get clearance, because I think me, you, Harmon, and I'll see if Kevin wants to go too.
Okay, I'm into it.
We'll make it a company thing.
Okay, I'm into it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You guys,
then I can expense it too.
As soon as he said it, I'm like, yeah, I see what he's doing there. This is a leadership building exercise.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's either go scuba diving and pay, scuba instructors down in Puerto Vallarta, or pay the IRS.
Right.
Scuba. Hey, can I got another suggestion for you. Ryan, Evan, I'm assuming you already have the gear, but Ryan, if you don't have the gear, can I make a really big suggestion? Get your mask here.
Okay.
Get it now. Get it fitted, get it tested, wear it in the shower, wear it in a few places. And seriously, don't just buy it and put it in the bag. Buy it, try it, put it on, see how the plastic fits, see how the seal fits, see how everything is. Just because one of the worst things you can ever do when you're scuba diving is if you've got to rent a mask, which is okay, you end up freaking with something that leaks a little bit, or condensation's up and you don't know, or it's just not properly fitting, and everybody's face is different. So
well, and I got a tiny head. I got like a child-sized head. So
go find a dive shop. There's going to be a bunch around. Go find a dive shop and just spend a
That's good advice.
Go get a decent mask. Like seriously, yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah, and they'll teach you how to get water out of the mask too when we go.
Right. Yeah.
And you'll get spit down and all that kind of good stuff. So there's no issues on that one. So, well, good old normal spit wash. Yeah. So that's really the only thing. The mask is really everything else you can rent. But get a decent mask.
Okay.
The crazy thing where I think I want to go is called Los Arcos. On one side of these, it's like 2 mountains that came out of the water or something. I don't know. It's really weird. On one side, it's like maybe 30 meters. On the other side, it's 1,700 feet.
Oh, you fall onto a shelf. You go down a shelf.
Yeah. So that's going to be freaky as hell. So if you get too freaked out, just stay on the other side.
it's totally cool. It's totally cool to do, because the thing I love about that kind of stuff is that complete, especially if you are, we've done some building divings. There's a couple of places we used to do training where you go into the top floor of a building, and it's the same thing as going off a shelf. All of a sudden there's just this openness, and you just complete sense of like calm, freedom, the whole lot. It's a beautiful feeling.
Somebody feel like that. Some people feel like that, and other people freak the hell out because it's like,
Oh yeah,
you're looking into the abyss and you're like,
I have
oh,
no. So the problem with me is I have no fear, like with stuff like
Okay.
that. Like I'd be like, oh, that's a giant hole. I wonder what's at the bottom of it. that's then y'all be like, motherfucker, you're too deep. Come back.
yeah, you don't want to go to the bottom of that. Well, they'll keep. I doubt they'll let us go there anyway because they're going to keep us to 60. I think probably 20, no, maybe 30 feet. They'll keep us really light because
Really shallow.
yeah, because some of the people haven't dived before.
Right. Like this guy.
Yeah.
You'll be good. Just get used to it. Have fun with
Hey,
it.
I snorkeled with sharks with no cage when they chug in the water, so I'm sure I can handle a little bit of scuba diving.
Well, the good
No.
thing is there's no sharks in Puerto Vallarta.
That's the nice
No,
thing.
there's just whales.
Yeah, but they went north already. They only come down to give birth in February and March. So you're good. And they're really
I'm excited either way.
They're really protective of the whales too, so you can't even get close to them. You'll get in all kinds of trouble.
Well, that's good. They should be.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful, man. Amazing.
So what you're saying is they're protective of the whales, but Amazon can't protect the neighborhood.
Oh, fuck Amazon. Quote me on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was, it inspired me though to rebuild my my war driving rig. But then I got squirreled, so I didn't get it done because I want to see what the hell's around here in terms of the neighborhood mesh shit.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. It's so much fun. I got one of my old rigs that still has some good old software on it that I don't want to spend like $3,500 on these days. Well,
I had my rig running up until just like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I actually had them installed all over the city. My wife wasn't happy about it, but I wanted to track where people went.
Yeah.
A little weird, but that's what I did. Because you can see them jump. All the beacons jump from one place to another. People don't realize, when they're driving their cars, all the noise that they're bringing with them with their phones and all that other shit.
Or their car, the amount of noise the car itself is making.
Yeah, where I live in a small town. I don't know what the population is here, but and I live on Main Street in a small town. And I think within like a day, I had, I can't remember, maybe 12,000.
Yeah.
Different signals that I had caught.
Wow.
In one spot. I didn't move. Just let it sit here. All the cars that drove by, everything else that went by. It was crazy.
I need to get a better rig put together. My old one is like from an old Dell laptop I've had for like more than 10 years, shit, probably 15 years. And it still has like Air Magnet on it and a bunch of other stuff. And I have one of the old Cisco AeroNet cards and I can plug in antennas and stuff.
I remember the AeroNets.
I love those things. I have that, and I have a the box, brain's gonna sleep. One of the big ones. Can't remember. I've got to get a better rig. Let's just put it that way.
Well, in my rig costs, I think, a total of maybe $150. It's a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi with GPS, with the OLED, keypad. I mean, it's everything, and it fits in it's about that big. I mean, it's not big at all.
Nice. Blade RF. That's what I've got. I've got a Blade RF floating around up here somewhere. I know I gave one away last year before last at GERCON. I had a couple of them, and I put one of them in one of the gift packages things. So I've still
Yeah.
got a Vader off floating around here somewhere that I need to rebuild. Actually, I think Swede's got the damn thing. I have to poke Swede and see if he's still using it.
Yeah,
I
and
do-
mine you can plug in and charge, and I think it's 1,000 milliamps, so it lasts for a while. I put it on the back of my bike and I can ride around.
Nice.
Yeah, there's so many signals. I mean, that's a good intro. Ryan, you wanna? This one's yours.
Yeah, I think I'll kick us off for
Yeah.
tonight's show. So Chris was gracious enough to do the write-up for me yesterday while I was deciding whether or
Hey,
not I was going to
Chris.
survive the second COVID shot. So
No,
thank you,
no.
Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed it.
So the topic idea really came from something that, you know, is a current event right now. We talked about this lightly, maybe, I don't know, 8-10 shows ago when they announced that they were thinking about doing this. So for those of you that don't know, Amazon has decided that they can make their devices work better.
So you didn't decide. I
did not decide.
Amazon
decided.
Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, for knowing what I want.
Yes.
And telling me
So
what I need.
the United States of Amazon decided that they were going to make their devices work better by creating low bandwidth, I think is how they described it. But basically point-to-point private networks using your Wi-Fi and your neighbor's Wi-Fi to extend the range of their devices, which means that they're scraping and caching and then sharing credentials for any Amazon customer that has Ring, Echo, Alexa. What's the other one? Dot, is that it? Is that Google? I think it's Dot. But either way,
Nest is theirs, isn't it?
And Nest. Yep.
Yeah.
So any Amazon enabled or Alexa enabled device. So that's an important distinction, because if it's an Alexa enabled device, like, I don't know, a good portion of your smart TVs, your smart microwaves and toasters and other things, it's now going to do that. And it's an opt out. And there's a deadline for opting out. So if you don't opt out in the next 4 days, you lose your ability to opt out.
Well, no, you can configure your device still.
Can you? Oh, you can go in and manually configure it.
Yeah, but how many people do that?
I was about to say, who knows how to get into that device in the first place?
People don't change their fucking default password. So what the hell? You think they're going to do this?
Hey, actually, hang on, take a step back for a second, Ryan, because I remember talking about this, but you know what? You just made me remember. Is there a central place to tell them to fuck off and opt out, or do you have to go around each one of the devices?
That I'm unclear on, but I would suspect
each one of the devices.
I would,
each one of the devices.
I'm actually looking it up now. Amazon opt out. Was it wireless?
And they're so kind to name it something creepy like Amazon Sidewalk.
That was it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you want me to send you? I can send you the white paper. The security white paper. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, you've got to be able to go into every single app. Like settings, account settings, Amazon Sidewalk, selecting off. Yeah, you've got to go into every. So you can't even go into like your core Amazon account and say, "Hey, disable everything." Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Evan. Every single device has got to be turned off. Holy shit! Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and it's a proprietary network. It's a proprietary architecture and protocols too.
Splendid. That's nice to know how that always is secure and safe.
It uses both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Oh, good.
Right.
So they last time we combined things, it was industrial control systems and regular networks, and I mean that's working out well for us, isn't it?
Dude, that's going fine. I got gasoline all over my bacon.
Oh,
don't fuck with my bacon, dude. Come on.
It ain't me, it's the Russians.
Oh, fuck the Russians.
Oh my gosh.
You quote me on that. You quote me on that right there, what I just said.
I will.
They'll poison me, but whatever.
Well.
Hey, it started. It's on Tuesday, June the 8th, Amazon devices.
Yeah, no, you have to do it now or it's gonna auto kick in.
It's on.
Yeah, holy shit. I don't think I've got any.
And I haven't seen any.
Sorry, go for it.
I haven't seen any. Well, I just haven't seen any research yet, for people, war driving, looking for the Amazon sidewalk stuff. I'm sure they're doing it. That's what I was going to set up my rig for, but I got squirreled.
Did you see, I sent both it to you guys, kind of a shout out to like Alcantal and some of the guys who have started up the wireless shit show over in Japan now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking hilarious. I got to give him some shit at some point in time.
I caught about half an hour of it. It was pretty good.
Oh, good. Yeah, because he's been all over Twitter this last couple of weeks building rigs and building war driving rigs. So if I know anything, he and the crew over there are going to be having some fun with this thing.
Well, and it's only in the U.S. So this shit would never fly in GDP.
Well, I was about to say that's because other countries wouldn't let that happen.
It won't even fly in Canada. It's all U.S.
So hang on, you need a sidewalk bridge, like a ring floodlit cam, spotlight camera, an Echo speaker. Oh, all of you have got Echo speakers.
Yeah. You don't need a bridge. You got one. If you got Amazon shit, you basically got
yeah. The bridge that's the proprietary protocol that they're using. That's the name for it, isn't it? Bridge.
Yeah, care bands, wearable tech. Oh my gosh, I hadn't really. There are 3 layers of encryption. That's good. So your neighbors can't access any footage from your devices. Where have we heard that before?
Right.
Data is deleted from the servers every 24 hours.
Bullshit.
You think? Oy vey. There's a really good review on here from review.com. Who put this review together? It's actually a fantastic review. Rachel Murphy. Rachel Murphy, look up the Rachel Murphy did it on review.com. Did actually a really, really nice review on it. She wrote up a really good review on like how to opt out, what's going on, the Alexa. I mean, she said it's easy, which it looks like it, but there's some. I'm actually gonna have to look at this after.
No, I just looked at the white paper Evan sent. It's perfectly secure. The envelope picture goes into the tube with an arrow. That means it's secure.
Everything is good. Next big hack will come from this. I wonder how many government places or people this will hit. Oh, I know about every single one of them. John just said, hey, somebody was saying they wanted some, hang on, there was who is it? Not Matt. Who was saying Matt? Somebody was saying that they want to partner up on building a rig. Let me find out who the hell it was that said it. I kind of saw it as it went by. There we go. Matt G.
I got a rig and I can send you instructions if you want. I mean,
there's the wireless village. I mean, you think about it, the wireless village is out there, Alcantel's out there, you've got stuff. I mean, a lot of us have got stuff out there. So Matt, I mean, hit us up. Actually, LinkedIn might be good. Let's get a LinkedIn group or something going, like offline off of this, and let's just have some fun building a rig. Because I've actually missed doing stupid shit like this and actually writing up. It was really nice. Ryan, Evan, thank you. Writing up that review last night, this morning, started to make me giggle. I'm like, holy shit, I've forgotten how much fun we can have with this stuff. And I live in a fairly nice neighborhood, and I know my next door neighbor's got a decent amount of electronics because bless his little con socks, he put a wireless AP up that says not yours, and one of these days I'm going to change it to yes it is because I got the passwords. Mm-hmm. But I just use it, and I might use it to annoy some other neighbors every now and again, but that's about all I do. I don't do anything too malicious yet.
Well, and I wonder if, you identify all the people that have sidewalk on. If I just make a flyer and just drop it on their front door, just saying, hey, didn't know if you know, but Amazon was so nice to you and made this thing for you. And if you want to turn it off, great. Here's the good things, here's the bad things, but I want you to know at least.
I got a better option for you. And it's something I've been kicking around. You guys actually inspired me months ago. Like, God, it's got to be last summer. Do you remember the whole door-to-door conversation, knocking on the door-to-door conversation? I really wanted to, and I haven't done it. And this might be the inspiration. In fact, if we get a wireless rig together, we're going panhandling, or whatever it's called, panhandling. We're going to go find a busy intersection. I'm going to sit there with a wireless rig and wireless antenna, and I'm going to make a cardboard. I'm literally going to make a cardboard thing going, and it's going to be, I'm going to have it two sides, and I'm going to have the wireless rig here. And when I see somebody driving up in the queue of traffic, driving up at high time, I'm going to see what I can see. And it'll be like, turn it around, like, thanks for your Alexa passwords, or thanks for your car's password. And The other will be your Tesla belongs to me or something like that. Please be aware. I'm going to make it informational, short, but I want to do something like that just to give people awareness, and we'll have some fun. I'm going to go stand by the side of a roadside.
You know, that's a great idea. You know, it'd be cool. It'd be to make your sign an LED.
I was just thinking it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so I could just show you.
Well, better yet, you display their
this
gallery.
person. You are that person. You know what I mean?
Show them the gallery from their phone.
Because when they pull up, they'd be like, "Hey, what the? How the fuck did you know that?" It's like, well,
Holy
you're
shit.
telling the world.
Bob's iPhone.
That will take some work, but it's not impossible because you sit in a traffic lights for several minutes. Okay, that. Ooh. Okay. Wireless rig part 1. Part 2 is going to be vehicle. I was back to vehicle hacking in a friendly-ish kind of way.
Well, if you didn't want to hold the display, you could just, get a little stand.
Oh yeah, you're right. Get the little
Yeah.
No. Could you imagine wearing a breadboard with a display on it? Do you remember the Endy's Nye and all those breadboards that people used to wear?
Oh yeah. With put it over. I like it.
I don't think it'd be all that hard, right? You got Kismet, and you just, go based on signal strength, and so as signal strength gets closer.
Oh no! I've got a much better idea.
Yeah. We're gonna have fun. Yeah, this is getting good. The evil
Okay.
laugh. It's gonna be fun.
Rewind, engage brain. Where do I start with this one? The brains. This is going to be fun. Holy shit. Okay, inside of a bread. I'm not good with these things. We're going to need some help with this. The breadboards. Okay, if you do the front side of it, if you build it out of like thin board on the front, but you put a frame around it, on the inside of the breadboard, you build yourself an RFID antenna because it's circles of copper.
Yeah.
And you power it. So you now have, I mean, you know as well as I do, those panels, those 2-foot panels, you get some decent power on those things. You'll have basically a 2.5, 3-foot by 4-foot panel, RFID panel. Can you imagine the shit that you would find off of just sitting there with that?
Oh yeah.
Because you have RFID, we'll have Bluetooth antennas running up the side of it. You'll probably have gains. God, that's a hell of a war drying rig. And you can stand by the side of the road. Okay.
Yeah, but how much cancer are you going to get wearing that thing?
Oh, you can go down to the hospital and borrow one of the X-ray suits.
Oh, there you go.
You're already getting cancer from 5G, man. Did you miss that episode?
No. 5G is not giving me cancer. 5G is activating the robots in my Rona to take over my brain.
Oh,
yes. I thought you knew how it worked.
Hey, have you noticed since you got the vaccine that you got like some superpowers?
I don't have any detecting some spidey senses.
I'm jealous. I didn't get any I did not get any extra superpowers with mine. I'm a little jealous.
I find myself licking things more often.
Windows?
Just things.
Just random objects.
People, cars, trees, whatever. Maybe that's not a superpower.
It's a super something.
What? Hang on. Tim's just sent something to me.
You know what Tim's nickname is now, right?
Tim sent me an agenda for something I'm on, but I don't know I'm on.
Oh, that shit happens a lot. That's how this talk I'm giving in Orlando. I don't know how the hell I got into it. Somebody just like, hey, we'll see you down in Orlando on the 23rd. I'm like, for what? Like, well, you're on a panel. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, no. This is an agenda. A biotic privileged access management overview with Chris, 15 to 20 minutes. High West Distillery overview. Who the fuck is doing that? Tim, give me answers. Because
do you know what Tim's nickname is?
July 15th. The fuck? Right, keep talking.
Do you know what Tim's nickname is?
What?
He's Security Cliff.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Security Cliff Clavin.
Yeah. That dude can come up with these random ass facts like out of nowhere. And I'm like, dude, I think half the shit that comes out of his mouth is bullshit. But I don't know. Who's got time to validate?
I thought no, it's Tim's. I got the sock. I'm doing sock stock.
I'm wearing 2 socks, bro.
fun. Like, no, I'm not doing fucking anything. I'm doing sock stuff.
You are one of the only people I've seen be able to rock the sock and sandal and actually do it and pull it off.
All day, every day. Yep. Yeah, well, it's because, man, my feet are ugly as hell. Nobody wants to see this. Seriously. I go get, now that my wife's got me on this like cycle of going to do pedicures.
Mm.
And you know what happened the last time, right? I came home with painted toenails because I didn't know what a pedicure was. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, paint them. But actually I did that for Chris too, because we were going to go down and give Jesse's mom, I think, some grief.
Oh yeah.
I think our general presence did enough of that.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's a sweetheart, man. I love her.
I loved her.
Yeah. She is amazing. We're talking to Jesse about when we're going to be heading back out. Oh, hey, that reminds me. We have green light on. I told him about the conversation about, hey, go renting an RV, and he's like, why? I'm like, well, that's kind of what I told them, but I wanted to double check with you. And he's like, of course, for crying out. I'm like, good, that's all I needed to hear. So we have a green light.
All right. Cool. I've got a bunch of people interested. I just kind of mentioned it. So for people who want to know what the hell we're talking about, we talked about, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday this week about, we had so much fun on the 50th shit show, hanging out with everybody. I mean, you guys, we have like the coolest people. I mean, they were just cool people. There were no dickheads. Cool. Fuck, gosh, dickheads can't come. If they do, we'll bury them somewhere.
Oh yeah, and we got plenty of space. There's the entire quarry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, I think next year we're going to do a shit show con or chill con or something, where it's going to be a no tech hacker conference.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going to get a bunch of hackers. Everybody's welcome except for the dickheads. And we'll just have a good time. We'll do a whole bunch of non-tech hack stuff. Because as you know, you don't need tech to hack.
Nope.
Right?
So I talked to Jesse about it, and his thoughts were rolling on day 0. Day 1, we get to work around the farm and the quarry. So repair tractors, work on shit, do stuff like that. Basically help in the farm, the quarry, and stuff like that. And then the next day, do the con stuff. And obviously each day, little barbecues and all that kind of good stuff, so everybody gets fed and watered. He had some really good ideas that he's like, we can go talk to the local community center, and he's like, we'll get the old ladies to do food for us, and we just make sure they get money. There's enough money donated to whatever the cause is for whatever we need it. And he's like, they'll pay the stuff for us. And so we had a long and obviously we can bring in food. I mean, we had a good grief, we had plenty of food there. So that was the logic, was to do something like that. And literally, he's like, day 0, your asses. He's like, you're a bunch of. We got nice names, but he's like, your asses are going to be working on the farm for a day. I'm like, that'll be good. He's like, then you get to recover for a day and you can do all your geeky shit without the geeky stuff, apparently. And then we get to kick off for a day, go shooting, go do stuff, and have fun. That.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, we could do geeky shit without tech.
Exactly.
I mean, you'd be amazed at some of the shit you can make and come up with a tree and a piece of string. I mean,
well, if we're doing tech free, I'm gonna bring I'll trailer the forge down. We'll do some old school.
And if you did bring your tech, it's, I mean, you're not going to have any connectivity. I mean, it's going to have to.
Right, yeah, no doubt. You're in the hole. Good luck. What's signal?
There's nothing in the quarry. I mean, that whole area, it's. I mean,
some dipshit's going to bring satellite though.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be the dickhead.
Yeah, that's what the guns.
Be quick to identify him. You brought satellite internet to a tech-free conference. What's wrong with you?
But I talked to our own team, FR Secures tech team.
Yeah.
And they are just thrilled beyond belief, because they were just talking about this as a team, how they need to get away from tech for a while and just go hang out. Because every time they hang out, there's some tech involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, they're jacked about it, and I think it'll spread like wildfire. It'll be like the hacker Woodstock.
The great unplug.
We'll have to get some bands out there too, and a tattoo artist. I want tats.
Yeah. You get a band.
Yep.
We're in the okay.
It's all right.
No, we'll bring him in. It's fine.
Yep.
So
We'll make some calls. We know some people.
I'll take care of it.
No, you're not going to be the tattoo artist. That's
No,
not,
no,
no,
that's
no.
not how that works.
No. I'll get somebody. No,
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
Yeah, no. You don't want
Guys,
to do any of that.
apparently next week I'm doing a conference I don't know anything about. Thankfully, I love Tim. Tim's got my back, and I can't thank him enough for this. But
That or
apparently-
is he just signing you up for shit you don't know about?
somebody is, because apparently, I mean, Tim just forwarded this damn thing to me, and apparently I'm doing a Guide Point Security and Psychotic virtual event on July 15th.
Hey,
Meet the Guide Point team while learning about why and how Phiotics PAM solutions being adopted. Join Chris Robert. Oh, that's got to be a different Chris Roberts. Sales
there's
director.
not two.
Yeah, apparently it's a different Chris Roberts.
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah,
when I do this, do I look like a monkey?
July, not June. Oh, all right. Now I'm an idiot.
A little bit, not
15th
too
of July.
much.
I'm not doing anything on 15th of July. Fuck, I'll actually be at the lake, so there's no chance in
I
hell.
am literally not doing anything on the 15th of July.
Why?
Well, maybe I'm scuba diving. I don't know.
Oh,
Because
you're
I'm going to be
scuba diving.
hanging out.
There's got to be another Chris Roberts because that ain't me. I'm linked in this and bastard. Fucking advertising.
Somebody running around impersonating you.
If there's
Damn
not-
right.
If there's another Chris Roberts, you need to hack and change his name
We might have to have a conversation with Chris Roberts.
without him knowing. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be fun.
You're now Will Smith. What?
No, Chris just has to change his name to Christopher Robbins.
Oh, actually, you know what? I grew up with that, so I can do
I love
that.
Winnie the Pooh.
I am
Winnie the
seriously too.
Speaking of poo, no, I'm just kidding.
I told you guys I got the Winnie the Pooh Lego set, didn't I? It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said you
it's
were
awesome.
getting it. Yeah.
And now I have it just arrived 2 days ago. I bought it a while ago, but they hadn't made it yet. Is the quarter scale minifigures.
Quarter scale. Who to what?
Quarter scale. So you know the little plastic Lego men? Those
Yeah.
are called minifigures. And I have ones that
Mini
are quarter.
mini figures or
Yes,
fingers?
mini figures.
Figures.
Or minifig if you're shorthand in the Lego club.
minifig. So if I was in the
Minifig.
if I was speaking the lingo, the Lego lingo, it'd be minifig.
Yes.
Nice. I love it.
And I got the quarter scale ones they just released that are fully articulated.
That's cool,
Like,
man.
yeah, I haven't even built it yet, but I'm geeking out about it.
I love your collection, man. When I walked in the front door of your house and you showed me, it's badass. I love it.
I'm sending
I
you
love
to
my
the-
I love my Legos. It's very
I love-
peaceful.
I love seeing people get excited about shit that's good. You know what I mean? I mean that's health. That's a healthy. What do they call it? Habit. Not habit. Hobby.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. I
Speaking of
I
a healthy
try-
hobby, I'm out here on the deck right now. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the thing that you made me. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that before. The shit?
the pile of shit.
Yeah. No?
I mean, you can if you want.
Hey, let's talk about sidewalk. Let's do some shit. Or not.
What?
I didn't do it. I wasn't even here.
Back to what kind of tonight's topic is, right? Because it isn't just Amazon Sidewalk. Let's talk for a second about Xfinity and their Wi-Fi, where they take your bandwidth and give it freely away to others. And even if we didn't get into the privacy aspects or the security aspects, what part of an arrangement where I pay you for an amount of bandwidth are you then in turn allowed to not give me what I paid for and then give some of what I paid for away to somebody else without my consent?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just-
yeah.
You know, and I don't care how much they tell me, oh, it doesn't take that much bandwidth. Every bit matters. I'm paying for a certain allotment. I want my allotment.
Right. Well, the problem
Well,
is
the fact
of the matter is-
you don't
The
get
fact of
your
the matter
allotment.
is, it's not your fucking bandwidth. It's not their bandwidth to give away. It's mine.
Right.
Well,
I paid for it.
But you don't get your full allotment anyway, because I mean, you know how this
No, I
works.
get letters about taking other people's allotments.
Well, there we go. So we get that one. But also, it's a general amount that you should be able to get as long as nobody else is on the freaking network in your neighborhood that goes to the same little box that maybe every now and again my entire neighborhood goes out apart from me somehow. And that works.
I mean, I learned a long time ago, if you talk real nice to the cable man, slip him some money and a beer, all of a sudden he flips a little switch and your equipment's considered critical infrastructure.
Critical and yep, all sorts of good stuff.
Whole neighborhood's down for maintenance. Mine's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the other thing. Like, and Amazon's not going to take any responsibility whatsoever when they connect the smart camera that somebody decided to put in their child's bedroom to the house next door that has a level 3 offender living in it, who figures out how to access that camera.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell it's going to be their fault. It's never their fault. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't Apple's fault. I just read this one today. It wasn't Apple's fault that one of their repair techs decided to steal a bunch of nudes and sex tapes from somebody and post them. Right? It wasn't their fault.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Can't blame them. I mean, come on.
Well, right, because there's no, back to something we were bitching about last week. There's no accountability.
Oh man, yeah, I don't want to go down this shit. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, what do you do to hold Amazon accountable for? I mean, you have to take their word for it, right? You're not going to know unless you hack it what they're actually doing.
I think that's the thing. I mean, either that or their security team needs to come out and say, hey, you know what? We beat the living snot out of this thing. Like, we beat the living snot out of this thing. And by the way, and then you get somebody else like Nickerson's team or some of the other, and they're like, hey, yeah, we beat the crap out of this. Now, it doesn't mean it's perfect because we know nothing is, but here's what we did. Here's the testing methodology. Here's everything we got to. And by the way, we're keeping an eye on things. If we see anything unusual, spurious, or whatever, we'll shut it down. Now, that's the biggest problem as well, because, I mean, how the hell do you tell what's unusual and spurious in a freaking neighborhood these days?
You can't.
Well, I mean, and it gives you access. I mean, you already sort of have it anyway, but gives you access into everybody's homes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
From an attacker perspective, I mean, how valuable is that?
Hello. Well, especially today. I mean, you think about the work from home situation, and even as the traffic jams are starting to build back up out there, there's still going to be a large percentage of people which are going to be at least spending some of their time in a work from home environment. So now, I mean, it used to be a kind of an attack vector was to go after the people that work from home. We used to go after senior leadership's homes because, well, they didn't take as much. Now, fuck, I mean, every single person is fair game. And I bet you on a pen test that isn't included anymore.
Right. Well, right. And we just last week, well, I can disclose it now, kind of.
Tread lightly.
Yeah, I know, right? We were doing a pen test and found, essentially a 2-year-old vulnerability in their firewall, right? It was a FortiGate firewall. And the vulnerability is, essentially allows access to clear text VPN logs, which include source IP and clear text usernames and passwords, right? And so, we're like, well, who owns this firewall? Well, it turns out it's Windstream, right? Which is about a $5 billion public ISP, And so we're like, well, shit, I wonder how many. So we used just open source shit, and found that, a whole bunch of these. And so we went to Windstream and we're like, hey, here's the thing. And we could identify active beaconing, active command and control communications on some of these systems. So that means that whatever's behind the firewall, is already ransomware or.
Oh yeah, it's in the middle of getting its ass handed to it.
Yeah, and so we reached out to Windstream and didn't get any response. Reached out again and said, hey, if we don't hear anything by Thursday, so that's today, we're going to start notifying your customers directly, the ones that we found. Still didn't get any response, so that's kind of the process that we're going through right now.
Yeah.
None of this is none of this is logging into anything, right? There's no violation. There's no laws being broken. It's all open source shit. It's just sitting out there. But so you go back to like, do I trust, an Amazon? Do I trust a big company that they actually have my best interests at heart? Because they don't.
Of course they don't.
No.
Amazon in their documentation about Sidewalk is all about yeah, we're doing this for you, and it's no cost. It's, you know, you get all these benefits. So like, if your network goes down, your camera is still going to work. And, you know, all this shit is, you know, because it's going to route through your neighbor and all this other crap.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's not the reason why you're doing any of this shit. The reason why you're doing this shit is because you want the data. That's where you make your money. That's where you make your money.
Well, not just
you don't make your money on that piece of hardware.
Think about this. There's a cost to convenience, always. So it's more convenient, but costs you nothing is bullshit. How much of this is creating a more robust network for law enforcement?
Well, and that's a whole nother thing, right? Absolutely. They got their ass handed to them. They're still doing that shit, by the way. They're still
sharing they are
facial recognition shit with law enforcement.
Absolutely. And they're sharing it, and it's crazy. I also saw an article this morning where law enforcement now seized the big password dump.
Oh, the 8.5 billion?
8.5, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, woo, law enforcement, good job, pat on the back. And I'm like, you do realize that they now have that data, right? And you think they're not going to use it on the tail of we sold a phone to criminals for 3.5 years?
Yeah, I mean, that's
you can trust them. Come on.
How is that not entrapment, by the way?
Because there was no enticement, because it was freely taken, and it was
enticement. Okay, that's legal. Enticement's legal.
It wasn't even really enticement. I mean, they went
up to a criminal and said, I got a phone that the police can't monitor. Don't tell me that's not enticement.
No. But here's the difference between entrapment and enticement. Enticement is legal. Entrapment is illegal.
Oh yeah, right. Absolutely.
And the difference is intent. So if the criminal had intent, already had intent, that's enticement. That's fine.
Yeah.
So the story here is they're criminals and they already had the intent, which they did.
Right. Yep.
So that's how they get away with it.
Oh yeah.
Entrapment is like, you know, Joe Neighbor, who isn't a criminal, you know, you make it so.
Oh yeah.
Just like attractive.
I mean, I hate to say it, and I don't hate to say it. It's how we. So I've been for a number of years working behind the scenes with the child-related stuff with one of the agencies, and it's no different. I mean, we make sure that certain images are basically have homing beacons well embedded where you ain't gonna find shit, and you just make sure that they're in a place or a position where somebody can take them. I mean, it's not entrapment. Again, it's enticement. And there's ways of doing it. There's ways of presenting it. There's ways of setting it. There's all sorts of legalities. It doesn't make it any different. It's still a fucking mousetrap with a piece of cheese on the damn thing. Let's be perfectly honest. It's up to you whether you take the damn thing or I just have to make it enticing enough that you take it, but not so enticing. It's no different than deception technology. I make it enticing enough that it looks real and that it looks legit, but not so enticing that you sit there and you circle it for the next week or two.
Yeah, we run into a lot of this when we do honeypots too, right? Honeypots and honey nut, same thing.
Exactly the same concept, exactly.
Right, and I get it, right? But also too, how much of that's going on? I mean, what company was it in Switzerland that we ran for a while? How long until we find out that Samsung's run by the NSA? Just curious.
I got one better for you, and this is the one that's going to be interesting if anything ever comes out. The behind the scenes on Signal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's the one that would be like the death knell for anything. Because I mean, think about it.
Oh yeah.
We all know where WhatsApp data goes these days. We all know most of the other stuff out there has been, it's in somebody's hands. Signal has been the one that many of us have moved to, and we have lengthy discussions on it. And got to be honest, there's a big part of me that wonders at some point in time whether somebody's going to sheepishly put their hand up and go, "Thanks."
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, truly, if you really want to have like true secure communications, you can't do it on anything electronic unless you built it yourself.
Not even that. I wouldn't even. Honestly, the only way you're going to have true secure communications is literally driving out to the middle of fucking Nebraska, finding the field that still has the plow in it, or the John Deere 630 or the Model A or the Model T. And there, I was actually, okay, so something you guys...
well, hold on. If they're out to get you, even there, you don't have it.
Oh, you're fucked, yeah, because of the satellites.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, you are 100% correct. So here's something I'm working on. And this is the first time I'm saying it out publicly, and I've kept it very, very quiet for a while. And I might actually need a little bit of help with it, because I haven't run into a roadblock. I've just run into squirrels. It's simple. I don't have problems with distractions. I have quests in other directions.
It's just different words.
Exactly. So what I'm actually working on is all of so this is along the same lines that we're talking about, Ryan. This is all the sidewalk stuff. Mm-hmm. How many of you have got the lights in your home, the actual, like the fluorescent bulbs? I'm not talking about the strip bulbs, but the fluorescent bulbs, or any kind of a bulb replacement that has LED or something in it. What do voices do? Voices it's a frequency. Mm-hmm. I have a device that is doing nothing more than is sitting there passively, that has a glass or plasticized structure that can amplify that frequency if necessary. So what would it take for me to be able to pull a frequency baseline and a deviation from baseline on that frequency of the power that's coming in, and compare the delta between the two, so I can see what the amplification of the inbound frequency is of your sound wave, and I can collect sound waves through a light bulb?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm working on that. I've got some interesting stuff going on. I've got a light over here that I'm using, and I've got another one over there, and I'm actually seeing...
Well, and isn't there a tech in existence today that maybe is along those same lines, or maybe not? I don't know. I thought maybe, I don't know.
Are you speaking in innuendos right now?
Well, I'm trying to remember if that's one of the things that I shouldn't talk about.
No, there's farm to release and some of the other stuff. You're looking at one of the numpties that fucked around with that for years. We got it off of power cables. We were able to pull voice recognition off of power cables. And a variety of other things, but this is actually a little more. Yeah, I'm interested if I can pull it off of all those nice.
Well, and you should be able to. I mean, it's nothing more than. I mean, you can do it today off of the glass bulbs.
Correct.
If you've got line of sight.
Yeah, I don't want light. No, I'm pulling it. So like something like this one. So the nice thing about this is I can control this. I'm controlling this through RFID. Actually, this one's getting controlled through a mesh. This is one of the Philips ones. So I have access into this. I have a power circuit that's going into it, so I know what frequencies and various other things should be emanating. I know that this, even though it's plastic, will still mess around with I know John's saying yes, the military played with some of that. But the fun thing about this one is I can pull this off of the wire. I can pull this irrespective of the wire and the circuit, so I don't need line of sight to this.
Well, and that's the big difference, right? Because if you don't need line of sight,
that's what I'm looking to see if I can.
Because then you could do a broad spectrum.
Right.
For sure, man.
So that's what I'm messing with. That's just fun stuff. Again, back to I need a rig. I'm building a rig, or
a Ring doorbell?
No, a rig. No, Ring doorbells are fun. Ring doorbells are incendiary devices. I love those things. You can actually set them on fire.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Burning the house down.
Okay, so here's a crazy idea, but if it has a battery in it, now I don't have a ring. Is it just double A's that it takes, or does it have an actual lithium pack in it?
It has lithium on it and double. It's got lithium.
So in theory, couldn't you play with the firmware that charges it to then?
So they have a secondary circuit that I might know a little bit about this. They have a secondary circuit that does not allow you to overcharge it. However, when they first put some of them out, some of them had slightly longer screws on them that messed around with that circuit.
Right, punched a hole in it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a secondary circuit that's on there, and at the moment, I got to be honest, I've messed with it a little bit. I haven't found a way of getting either past that circuit or doing some other things. So I haven't found a way does not mean it can't be done. It just means I haven't had the time, or I haven't got the experience or the expertise to sit there and go, oh yeah, all you'd have to do is A, B, and C. So yeah, quite probably.
I like it.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do?
Not put that shit in your house. Step 101.
No chance. You don't understand the chance.
Oh, it's the shit.
Oh, you don't have an option these days. You
I
go buy.
blacksmith that.
Yeah, you don't have an option these days. You go
Yes,
buy.
I do.
No, you don't. Not if you're buying a newer house. And by the way, trying to find like regular light bulbs still is going to be a challenge. So, in all honesty,
Use candles.
I can get an LED light bulb that isn't smart or wireless or change color. My house is full of them. Simple, stupid LED light bulbs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not doubting it, but I mean, try buying a TV, a flat screen TV today that doesn't have embedded freaking Amazon or embedded iTunes or Apple, or it doesn't have one of those. Try finding one of those.
Don't
thankfully
put it on the network.
Well, that's it, right? I mean, I've got those things too.
I've got a smart TV that's dumb as a brick.
None of them talk to anything.
Right.
But this is because we know what we're doing. I mean, I've got a mesh, all the doors and windows have got alarm systems on them, and it's a mesh architecture. It runs on its own very, very separate network, and there's PF Sense, all sorts of other crazy shit going in and out of it. Same thing. I actually put up a couple of Siris just to test them. I was taking around with them, like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. So I got a couple of Siris. They're running on a separate network, and it's fun watching the amount of freaking traffic back and forwards on those things. It's scary as all hell. But they are in a more controlled space. But that's us, and that's probably most of the folks that we have here. My next door neighbors, snowball's fucking chance in hell.
Right.
No, they just plug shit in.
Okay,
right?
so no, I got it. We just got to come up with the defeating device.
Yeah, that's the Dave Mark II. This is what we talked about. This is
right.
Dave.
We have to have that and a blocking device.
Sledgehammer.
What?
Sledgehammer.
This is Dave. This is the Dave device that we've been kicking around. To me, this is that device, and
that's what dude. This is what I should do. I should put on do some social engineering. Put on like a serviceman's shirt.
Oh yeah.
Like who do we have out here? We have
just put a Geek Squad shirt on. That'll do it every single time.
Serve Pro.
There you go, Serve Pro. Get a Serve Pro uniform. I can go buy one. Get a Serve Pro uniform. Say I'm here, to check on whatever. They'll let you in, and then I'll take my sledgehammer, and when I see an Alexa, bam! There, I fixed it. We'll send you a bill.
No problem.
Yep. And then the TV too, anything that's talking, the internet.
Oh, it's on the network.
What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I'm saving you. Don't worry about it. Yeah. No, I shouldn't do that. That'd be bad.
But no, I wonder now if there's a market to defeat that stuff. Can I get an anti-Wi-Fi bubble around my house? Can I now create Wi-Fi blocking technology that keeps my in my home? I mean, I know there's window material I can get and cover my windows to keep my signal in and their signal out.
You know how many windows I got in this fucking house?
Well, I know. I'm pondering
I know
what the
where
next
you're going,
market is here. Because if we can't stop the train, then as we know, we have to come up with a compensating control. If we can't mitigate the risk, if there's no, or I shouldn't say mitigate, if we can't avoid the risk,
you know what's
we can't transfer the risk.
Nope.
And I don't want to accept the risk.
Not going to happen.
I got to come up with compensating controls for the risk.
Not going to happen. Not going to
happen.
I would
think why could you create like a jamming signal on all the frequencies that aren't yours?
Yeah, I think you'd run afoul of the FCC, but you could.
No. I'm not saying like. I'm saying like if you detect a frequency in your area that's not one of yours, you just jam it.
Yeah, and you kill next door neighbors.
No, fuck my neighbors.
Well, we did that years ago. So when I was working in Ohio for a very, very, very large retailer, we actually put wireless defeating tech in place. And we dropped it into a few locations, and we pretty much around. We did a denial of service on like half of the retail stores
All right,
around. We were fine.
let's say I whitelist the frequencies of my neighbors.
Good. What happens?
Why would you do that?
So that I don't jam them too.
Yeah, but then that means you trust those frequencies. They're on the white list. I don't know those frequencies. I don't know your neighbor.
No. Because my neighbor. I know my neighbor. He's not going to attack me.
He won't, but I might.
Jump on my network.
I might. Right. I might use the neighbor to get to you.
Right.
Because you've both got Xfinity. I'm going to giggle. No. You're both running Amazon's fucking side.
No. Because that you wouldn't be able to get there because you'd have to. You're talking about a wireless frequency versus a network, right? So if you got into you'd have to physically be here.
No. No.
No, he just needs to get into your neighbor's AP, and if your neighbor's AP can see yours, he can bridge.
Let me tell you a little thing that we did fairly recently on a project. It was a surveillance project. We actually got into the printer for the next door neighbor, and we got into the printer, and we were able to get into the operating system. We dropped basically because they were running. It was a hybrid version of Android on it. We were able to basically drop a container with Nessus on it. And we were able to use that printer because it had a decent enough wireless signal to go against our target. We didn't have to be there. So we basically ended up using containerization to go from their printer and scan, literally, and we couldn't do too much, but we could definitely do a bit of wireless work on it, and we could do Thing on it and a few other things.
This would be fun to try, but we should try it.
Yeah. It depends what they've got, and it depends what the architecture is, because you're right, some of the stuff's proprietary, but we did it with an oven. I presented this at RSA. We took over an oven of an engineer, and it was running Android. It was an expensive oven. It's like 15, 20 grand's worth of oven. And it was a Decor oven, and it had Android. So we were able to basically get in via Starbucks. We got into his phone. His phone's app gave us what we needed because it had OAuth level 1. So yeah, guess what? That didn't last long. And we were able to get into the phone. We were able to get into the oven and basically use his wireless network to payload the Android on the oven. We dropped Thing on it. We dropped a couple of other tools on it, and then we basically used that as basically we were able to get from his oven outbound to the network. So we did a reverse shell straight to his oven. We took him out of the thing altogether. And then from his oven, we scanned the rest of his home network and got to his work computer, and game over.
Well, I don't doubt that you could compromise this entire network. It would be. I've never seen it done where you could go from his compromised oven, TV.
Yeah, to you.
Yeah, over the Wi-Fi. It would be interesting. I've never seen it.
The only thing that probably would work is if you are able to basically associate, if you got one of your devices, we'd have to look at that. Would have been an interesting one. You'd have to get one of your devices to associate across to this network.
Yeah.
Just go through his phone.
No,
Phone's paired to the house. Phone picks up my phone right now. If I turn on Wi-Fi, I can see every neighbor within a quarter mile.
Just poison it.
Again,
poison it, reassociate.
You could see my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But I doubt you could jump it. I doubt you could jump from his network, a compromised system on his network, and get from there, associate to my Wi-Fi and get into my network. If I'm set the way I'm set.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have, just some fucking shitty,
right.
key. I mean, and I change it regularly. So it would be.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, it could be done for sure. I don't know
what
how.
though? Even if I can't get to you, can I interrupt? Can I disrupt? Can I cause?
Yes, for sure.
And so that's where it's interesting, because you know as well as I do, half the time the matter is not just being able to get in, but sometimes it's just I'm going to fuck with you. Somebody said it on the LinkedIn post. It was like, I can play follow the lights. Can I interrupt the signal enough that you can't control your lights anymore? That your cameras don't function as effectively? So now you're looking at your cameras going, why is my bandwidth gone down? Well, because I'm basically boosting signal on my side. I mean, messing with you is easier. Maybe doing something is going to be potentially a lot harder.
Now, if I jammed, Because that's the thing. That's always been the thing with Wi-Fi, right? You can always take
Yeah.
it down. That's easy.
Totally.
But if I jammed his signal,
Depends
I
on
gotta
how
think
strong
about
it depends. Well, that depends on how strong that signal is. I mean, if you
Right.
directional, actually, somebody just said military does it. They do, but they do it with directional antennas. So there's flat pane antennas. So you can jam, but you got to be really, really careful how you jam, where you jam, and if you start fucking around with other people's, or you start impairing their ability to do E911 or any of that stuff, that gets really, really funky.
Right. And I've jammed before. One of the things I haven't jammed is, like strength. Try to push it.
Oh,
try to
where
push
is
it back.
Oh, where's mine? Where is it?
You guys seen this thing?
I've
What do you got?
one.
I gotta buy one of these. Holy shit.
Hold on.
They only want
Oops,
40
sorry,
bucks
I
for
don't-
this thing.
I've got
Evan,
one.
I'm about to drop the link in. Check this thing out. Well, you got to get one of these. I'm buying one of these. Like
What is it?
literally
Which one
right
is it?
now, I'm buying one.
Hey,
Oh, you got one.
of course I have.
Oh yeah.
How did I not know this was a thing until right now?
It is
God, I gotta spend more
fucking
time on the internet.
brilliant. I've had mine since last year RSA. I walked around a bunch of RSA parties and I had so much fun with this because you de-auth. You can use this when it's charged up. You can use it to de-auth, and then you can poison and have it auth against you. And you can have so much freaking fun with this.
It's got
thing.
an SD in it.
You've got antennas in it. You got all sorts of fun things. Yeah, I love this thing.
Did you get the one with or without the USB key?
No, I got no USB key with mine. I just have this. I've got it's got USB capability and attachments, and I've got the antenna floating around for it somewhere. Yeah, let me. I'll get it charged up while we're talking.
I can't imagine it'd be that hard to build one even.
No, but you know what? I hate to say it. Honestly, $40. The amount of
I know,
time,
right? 40 bucks
Right.
is awesome. Right.
the amount of time it takes. And yes, it's cool to go, I built it, but it's even cooler to go, hey, I supported somebody else because I bought this from the Place Direct. I totally love this thing.
What's it running? Some version of Linux, I'm sure.
Yeah, truth be told, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't figure out why.
So, because I wondered, you could probably customize it. Load some.
Well, they got a version 3 of it. That's a little bit more expensive, but I don't see any.
What is that? A little fucking antenna?
Oh, it has a laser. That's
Oh,
the
no way.
difference. For double the price, it comes with a laser.
I don't have a laser on mine, and I don't feel like I have.
To what point? I mean, I suppose if you're using the laser to do detection, what the hell would purpose would the laser serve?
Come on, everybody needs a laser.
For the cat? Or
No,
what?
just
Like,
leave.
I don't even know.
Just to say you have a laser.
I don't know. What?
Laser beam.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm charging mine up, so in a little bit we'll actually be able to see it and all that kind of good
All
stuff.
right, I'm going on to Amazon before there's none left and buying one.
Oh, they're yeah.
They're actually a ton of fun. I love mine. I gave one to Swede's got one too, and yeah, he had much fun was had with it. Let's just put it that way.
For surezies.
John's saying drop a link, so whoever's admin's gonna have to drop a link. Let me find the.
I'm gonna drop the link after I buy one. Hold on.
Hang on, no. Yeah, last purchase. Oh my God, February 17th, 2020 is when I bought them.
They have 16 left in stock. You're good.
No, they don't. I've just bought 2 more.
Don't stop it. I haven't even fucking gotten to it
And
yet.
I just
Shall I
bought
buy all
13 more.
Shall I
You only
buy
got
all
one more.
16? Shall I buy Evan? Shall I buy all 16?
No, please don't. Why
I
would you
did.
do that to me?
I already
Because
did.
then I'm going to send you
gotta
one
get
as a
it.
present.
Dude, Ryan, if you had Apple Pay, you would have been able to be quicker on this shit. But you
Yeah,
don't have
Ryan,
Apple
The
too
problem
late.
is
It's
it has nothing to do with it. The problem is it ain't coming up in my Amazon app, but it's coming up on the
gotta-
Oh,
you gotta
website.
they
fucking
do have a
Android.
new
You don't
one.
have that.
Yeah, they've got it with a version 3. I'm getting a couple of the version 3s.
Yeah, I bought them out. Sorry, Ryan. I'll sell one to you for $80.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry, I just bought. How many did you get? I just got a couple of them. Did you buy the rest?
Yep.
Sorry, Ryan.
Guys, jeez.
Yeah, I bought mine for 40. I'll sell you one for 80.
Hey, you're learning the hustle. You saw me with that roll of quarters, man. At
That's
quarters
right.
for the shower, I was selling 2 for $1.
No, I didn't buy any. I got too many fucking gadgets as it is. Last thing I need is another fucking gadget.
No, they're
It's a
awesome.
watch.
Seriously?
If it was not a watch, I'd probably be less excited.
If I buy
watch.
another gadget, my wife is seriously,
Evan?
she's like, I already
Evan,
work
I'm
like
sending
100
you
hours a
one.
week.
Evan, I'm sending you one because I bought a few of them just now. Because I
All
got
right.
V3s, yeah. So there's one. Oh shit, I forgot. I still have I'm also buying crisps. I found somebody sent to me haggis and cracked black pepper crisps. I need to buy those too. Bye now.
All right, I bought mine. All right, we're good.
All right, awesome.
I'm put the link in the chat now.
Link in the chat. Yeah, that's cool shit. They got the Wi-Fi. Yeah, the version 3, that ESP8266.
Comes with a laser. I couldn't see any other difference than the laser.
Is that the one you bought?
No, I didn't buy the V3. I bought the V2.
All right, the V3's got that nice plastic case all around.
I got a couple of the V3s. I haven't. I've got a bunch of the V2s.
So you
Why are you
think I
telling
should
me so
cancel
much?
and buy the V3 or what?
No,
No.
don't. Look,
No, you're fine. Because the only thing it does have is the cover and the laser, like you
Yeah.
said. Everything else is the same, man.
Yeah,
I want to laser. The
I'm not
cover's
paying
not-
double for that.
No.
It's not Yahoo. It's like an extra $10 or $15 or something. Or maybe I got a discount because I'm Amazon Prime with Apple Pay.
Apple Pay. That's how you do it.
Damn right. You get it done quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, keep talking it up. Your reckoning is on the horizon. Keep talking it up.
Oh, I quite probably.
Well, right now, I'm divesting of everything and buying gold.
Gold is where it's at.
Gold and silver. Fuck yeah. You gotta have something tangible now.
Guns.
Okay, here you go. Perfectjammer.com.
Perfect jammer.
Yep, you got all the jammers. We got blue. Look at this thing. We got the 8-band wireless Bluetooth signal jammer. No Wi-Fi, no GPS, no low jack, 3G, 4G, Bluetooth, CDMA, GSM.
Did you say orgy? No 3G orgy? We don't get a 3G.
No,
orgy?
not a 3G orgy. I said no 3G
orgy.
or 4G.
Oh, I thought you said 3G orgy. I like the idea of a 3G orgy.
Well, imagine a 5G orgy. Shit.
I'm pretty sure this one's illegal in the US.
Oh,
High-powered military Wi-Fi cell phone GPS low jack jammer, 433, 315, and 868 jammer.
Is this the one for 350?
It's not illegal to have one. It's illegal to use it. Because you can make this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all those antennas. It's funny.
I know. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That's a busy little beastie.
Yeah. But you got to have them for all those fucking frequencies.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, handheld drone jammer.
So that's how we fix it. I think we've landed on a viable solution. Good Lord, that's a lot of antennas.
There's some. We need
see
to
the
put that.
desktop,
you
the
already put-
16
you need to
band?
put that in.
Did you see the 16 band?
I'm on the I scrolled. I went over to the drone jammers. Ooh, cell phone jammers.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Cell phone jammers where it's at.
How the fuck is that legal? All things.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not legal to turn that shit on.
I don't even think you can get it shipped here.
22 antenna full
But you
band
could make
mobile
it.
phone 5G signal jammer. Where are these people? I want it.
Holy God.
You found that one too?
Yeah.
It's a cactus. It's like a porcupine.
Okay. The camouflage jammer. Come on, people. You've gone too far.
Well, you know, put it next door neighbor's house. This goes
No, the
back to
camo makes it military grade.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, that wood one looks pretty sick, though.
Oh, I want some of these. Where are these people?
Where are they based out of?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm gonna try to buy something and then see how fast until somebody shows up at the house.
Oh yeah, you are gonna get pissed off. You're gonna get Hey, actually, stop. Before you do that, Ryan, do you have global entry?
No.
Okay. I had global entry, and apparently, according to some stuff I shipped through China, my global entry has currently been suspended. Don't even. Just don't even.
Okay.
Yep, stop it.
Look at this. Turning on your Wi-Fi jammer, you can completely cut off all the wireless signal transmission and can effectively prevent hackers through wireless network invasion of your computer or smart device. You don't have to worry about your cybersecurity or your privacy. It's at the bottom of the page.
Turn it on and go to bed.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally. You do you feel not private enough when holding a senior company conference? I would love to know where these folks are.
Because I don't feel like jamming cell phone signals in the US is a approved. I feel like the FCC
Frequently
very
asked
upset about that.
Yeah.
Oh, how to make a cell phone jammer in prison.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. A group of prison guards not only submitted a petition to set the rules, but also supporting a bill. Wow, this is actually kind of cool. FAQ, jamming, how to beat a cell phone jammer. Cell phone jammers, yeah, see, that is true. I've seen some of this stuff. There was somebody that was going down do you remember, you guys will have to look it up. I want to say it was California, but there was a guy that had one of these in his car and got prosecuted because he was basically, when people were on their cell phones, he was jamming the cell phone signals. And so I'm pretty sure he got prosecuted for basically getting in the way of the E911 stuff, the emergency signals. Double check. Somebody might have to figure that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. They got, basically, it was, I want to say it was California or somebody, but they got prosecuted. I mean, to their credit, they were pissed off with everybody holding their cell phones and driving like a fucking numpty. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say the F word. They were driving like a rather challenging numpty, and apparently he got one of these things and just started using it. And the only way they tracked him was it was at a similar time every single day that they caught the signal. So then just putting the cameras on and figuring it all out, directional stuff. I'm actually going to see if I can find it. It was rather interesting. So I don't even know, back to the fact of wanting to jam versus being allowed to jam might be two very different conversations.
What? They make a gun.
Yeah, for that, but that's for drones because you need directional. So it's like the EMP devices. It's a directional. Have you ever made me? Oh God, directional EMP devices are much fun to make. If you ever get a microwave,
No, but we should do that.
We've done it. It's so much freaking fun. You gotta be a little bit careful though, but it's fun to do.
Why? Because you don't want to cook yourself with the.
That'll be that you can actually make them. They've actually got them now. They're about just a bit bigger than a briefcase sized. We didn't get down to that scale. It was about the size of this 6-foot table. We made set one a few years ago, because we were messing with cars, and yeah, we were messing with cars. Much fun. High power capacitors or a microwave. High power capacitors, the ones they use in the electric buses, really fucking good for that. We digress.
Yeah, so we use jammers. I think that's what we do. Or you opt out, or I don't know. How much convenience is worth it?
Oh, there we go. That was on a train. Cell phone jammer on a train. The guy wanted a bit of peace and quiet in the chamber and used a cell phone jammer.
Now, you definitely can't use one of these devices to disable somebody's wirelessly based home security system.
Oh, there we go. 48.
Definitely not.
Hang on. Oh, this is the one. Oh, it was Tampa. I'm wrong. It was Tampa. A Cessna man who used a cell phone jamming device on his daily commute to and from Tampa now faces a $48,000 fine from the FCC. He illegally interfered with cellular services along Interstate 4 and disrupted police communications for up to 2 years. Yes.
Whoops.
Oops. Yeah, $48,000 fine. Using or selling a jammer is against the federal law. Now, this was back in 2016, so it would actually be really, really good to.
Trying to find you said you found something on the legality of these devices.
This was back in 2016, though. So using or selling a jammer is against federal law. Jammers block radio communications by preventing devices, blah, 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 blah. They can also interfere with first responder, police, and other law enforcement and Wi-Fi enabled and GPS devices, according to FCC. So yeah, this is 2016. I don't know what the current law is. So, and that's a big ass fine.
There are
Chicago.
no exemptions for use within a business, classroom, residence, or vehicle. So FCC.gov today, as of right now, says the use of a phone jammer, GPS blocker, or other signal jamming device designed to intentionally block, jam, or interfere with authorized radio communications is a violation of federal law. No exemptions.
I just shot is that the one you were just reading from, that FCC jamming enforcement?
Yes.
The use or marketing of a jammer in the United States may subject you to substantial monetary penalties, seizure of the equipment, unlawful equipment. It's not even equipment, it's unlawful, and criminal sanctions, including imprisonment. Yeah, guys, we might not want to go this route. There's a whole bunch of Title 18 sections.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, now you tell me. Thanks.
How many of the things did you buy from the Perfect Jammer website?
Well, I can't say now. It's illegal.
I just want to point out that the overarching law that they're relying on is the Communications Act of 1934. So just saying, a couple things have changed.
I'd love to know where the hell is Perfect Jammer based. I want to know where Perfect Jammer is. I'm looking at the website.
Didn't they have Wi-Fi back then?
Well, I mean, some would argue that they did. Some would argue they had all kinds of tech back then that we still haven't seen. But depends how much you believe what Tesla did or didn't do.
Speaking of, actually, that's a really good one. Tesla, Babbage, and a couple of others. Yeah, one of these days we are going to have to do a shit show on all
84
of that.
trunks or 4? You tell me. Lifetime of research, 4 trunks. Yeah, it seems about right.
Long conversation on that one, like some serious awesome stuff on that one. Hey, speaking of that kind of stuff, did you see the conversations that came out this week about the unexplained flying objects?
I told you that shit, man. They have finally gotten to the point where they're going to disclose whatever it is they're going to disclose. They're not going to disclose it all. Eventually we can talk about Antarctica if we can ever get to that point.
Yeah.
But they're going to, the spacemen are here. That'll be the new war, the new enemy.
Well, what's interesting is I read something that was put out very, very carefully, which was, it was all about material science. So it was material science and a few other things. Actually, a really, really cool article. And it was saying, look, given our current knowledge, and they did say that they've asked everybody doing, Black Ops and special projects and skunk works. They're like, I say, would you happen to have everything? Oh, no, absolutely. We don't have anything at all. They've asked those people very nicely. And those people have said, no, with the material sciences that they are using and aware of, there is nothing that they have in their arsenal, take that for what it's worth, that would be able to do the things that have been captured. So that's where it gets really interesting. They're not even talking about unidentified objects. They're not even talking about they're talking purely now about material sciences, and potentially, if it is a human bodied based device or a device that has a body, the acceleration would do all sorts of nasty things. So there's some really interesting conversations.
Unless gravity wasn't in play.
Oh, I don't even get me started on that. I'm absolutely with. Oh, the anti-AG. Yeah, let's actually have that conversation. I get it, but yeah, we'll talk about that another day.
We will, but yeah, if gravity's not in play, then those forces don't get applied to the body. It's one of those funny things, And anti-gravity, by the way, for anybody that's curious, is real and achievable and has been done multiple times for many, many years.
I'm going to figure all this out. All right.
Where was it?
I know what it was. I was going to look up on Central Ops. I was going to figure out where the hell this anti-jammer thing, see if it tells me. Let's see where Jammer Man's coming from. I want to know where Perfect Jammer is actually coming from.
Oh, what country they're out of? Probably the United States.
It's got a US. Oh, it's Domain Protection Services.
because we can sell a lot of things that we aren't allowed to own inside the country.
Interesting. Utah.
Oh, it's based out of Utah. Not surprised.
That's it. Well, the IP address is coming out of Unified Layout. Ooh, there we go. That was interesting.
Utah is not really a place.
I like Utah. Utah has High West Distillery.
No. Well, let's just
I
move
wonder
that.
what these guys are. Where are these guys out of? All right. Anyway, we squirrel. I'm sorry. What we talking? Oh yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna have to be very careful about jamming other people's signals. Let's just put it that way. You might want to put that thing that looks like a freaking hedgehog on steroids, but it isn't. Let's just face it. It's going to cause problems if every household have one. Let's be perfectly honest on this one. So my thing, honestly, at this point is
Should have told me that 20 minutes ago.
Hey, I'm up for experimentation, although I'm not, because I did promise some very interesting people that I wouldn't go out of my way to get much more illegal stuff sent to me. Apparently. No, I think the solution, I was actually John Gates and I talking about this all bit on Signal right now, which is I think the solution really is going back to the whole Dave idea and going back to putting something right next to the source of the connection between your house and the internets of the world, and basically giving people the opportunity, an educated opportunity to understand it. When I say educated, what I don't want to do is have people have a bunch of pop-ups going, hey, we saw this new device. Do you want to accept it? Because everybody's going to fucking say yes. I want to have a much more intuitive, educated, whatever you want to call it, and go and just have something in grandma language that says, hey, your Amazon Echo is trying to talk to your neighbors. Would you like to do this? Yes or no? We would advise no, because, and something friendly and civilized. Anyway, just some ideas.
Right.
So this
well, and how many people, when we get this thing out, that live in apartment buildings are going to find out that they're, got 70 neighbors on their Wi-Fi, and they've always thought they just had a shitty internet connection, and they're going to find out it's because 3/4 of the apartment building's been paired to their AP.
Everybody. I mean, it's not even just that. I mean, I know, well, yeah, I mean, hell, we've all done it. I mean, I've driven around, when I've been in places and I'm like, oh, hey, I can use their network, and just hopped on the network and done whatever I need to do and then bug it off again. Anyway.
Well, I tell you how I protect myself. I mean, I don't have any of that shit in my house.
Right.
And if I did, like you do, Chris, and like, Brad and I and other friends of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, you segment that shit out, right?
Totally.
You isolate it, right? So it can't communicate with anything unless I tell it to. But I don't know how we get to, your normal everyday consumer.
I think we educate. We educate and protect at the same time, or at least help them reduce the risk. Which is, this to me goes back to, if we can put something in place that says, hey, just a heads up, your Siri wants to talk to the internet. And you can literally say, hey, your Siri wants to talk to the internet. That's kind of okay. But hey, your Siri wants to talk to the next one. But hey, your Siri is trying to send your social security number to the internet. Your Siri is trying to send your bank account, or your fridge wants to talk to China. We would advise you don't do this. Please, we agree with us or not, or you build some kind of a more effective orchestration. So I hate to say it, Evan, your fridge talks to China and we figure out, oh shit, that's not good. Ryan's fridge starts to talk to China and Dave catches it and goes, you know what, we just saw Evan's fridge talking to China and we look what happened. It ordered, 3,000 pints of milk for tomorrow. Let's not let Ryan's do the same thing. Oh, hey, right. Ryan's fridge isn't talking to China. His microwave's trying to talk to Korea. Maybe we should take the same action.
Yeah, but no, hold on. But you're forgetting that it's trying to talk to Korea because that's where it was made and it's calling home for its update.
Yeah, well, so then that's great. I know that your microwave is, let's say, a Samsung microwave, and your microwave is talking to the Samsung IP address because I've got DNS monitoring in place. And with DNS monitoring, I can validate and verify that it's talking to Samsung. We're in good shape. But if that IP doesn't match up, then either I tell you or I just deny by default. I mean, there's so many ways that we can do this properly. We just
Yes.
GPS.
And so we talked about this week, and I think it's one way to do it. And I think you could, and we even talked about ways to get it into more homes, right? I mean, you could get government grants and subsidies or something, right?
Well, you could get the telcos on board too, right? They're always looking for a new.
No, they're in the back pocket of Amazon and Google. I mean, that's how they get through the network anyway.
Well, I mean, that's the problem. If you go to Xfinity and say, hey, we got a way of managing and protecting, they are going to see revenue. I mean,
there's revenue there.
Well, I know there is, and that's my thing, is how do you replace that revenue with something more legitimate, should we say? Something less damaging to the very people that they're supplying. You know, I think that's my challenge, is how do you, what services do you bring to replace? Because you're right, you're going to walk in there and say, I mean, I'd love to go to AT&T, Verizon, Xfinity, Comcast, and all the other ones and go, hey, we can actually protect people, or even ADT, and say, look, we can more effectively protect, reduce risk, and here's how we would do it, and actually have them roll it out, as opposed to at the moment, the only way to do that, I think, back to your guys' point, is to go to the state and say, hey, this is how you protect people. At that point, it's a war between who's got the most fucking people in government.
No, I think you hit it. I think ADT. I think if we took the security, right, because really all we're talking about is adding an additional layer of physical home security. Yeah. And there's an established business model around home security devices and appliances.
Totally.
And I think that, at least initially in my head, you said ADT and I kind of went ding. There's occasionally a bell that makes a ringing sound in there, right? and I'm thinking to myself, that would be a good delivery mechanism. That wouldn't be the only delivery mechanism, right, but it would help raise the awareness. Yeah. Right. That this is another means that in which you can secure your home. And if you think about it, like, go to Micro Center today. Micro Center did not used to sell surveillance equipment. Oh, it's and then when the home surveillance became a thing and became popular, now they have a whole dedicated section to it.
No, that's true.
So I think this feels a lot like a consumer home security appliance that addresses the part of security in the home that has not yet been addressed.
Now, here's my question, because as well we know, Xfinity doesn't just sell you your cable and take all your data. They also sell home security. They sell cameras. I've actually got a couple of other cameras here that we use and keep a half an eye on for some of the perimeter, because again, I'm always intrigued to see how it does and doesn't work. That would be in direct competition to ADT, because ADT is going to look at that camera and go, yo, you motherfucker, you shouldn't be sending that shit anywhere, and I'm going to block parts of you. I kind of am happy about that, because it would mean I don't have to run it through PF or anything, but I wonder how ADT feels about going up against those folks.
Well, sounds like they're competitors.
No, they are, definitely. And I think that would be a good one, because then they could actually probably put hand on heart a little bit better and say, hey, not only are we protecting you physically, we're actually now working on protecting you in the digital realm. Yeah, that would actually be kind of a cool way of doing it. I like that idea.
It's a good angle. It's worth exploring.
All right. I'm up for it. I used to know a bunch of the folks over at ADT. I don't know if I still do, but I used to know a bunch of the folks over there. We looked
John Gates just brought it up. Brinks, Simple Safe. Love it. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I think the home security market is where we start. Because then it's even perceived as being less technological. Nobody thinks about their burglar system as a piece of technology.
Holy smoke. ADT's got 20,000 employees on LinkedIn, almost 21,000. Oy vey. Oh, chairman and founder of the Fed. Oh, okay, we got some. Oh, okay. Huh. Hello. Donald Young, EVP and Chief Operating Officer at ADT. Well, hello, Donald. Oh, strategic initiatives, ops leader, employment. Heather England is here in the Denver metro area.
Where did you go, Evan?
We lost him. He might be
Doing
back.
things
All
in
right.
secret.
Secret things.
Yeah.
Building a Pringles antenna.
Actually, yeah.
Where are we? I like the idea of trying to do something to help reduce the risk and protect. I mean, no two ways about it. Because here's my thing. I don't get. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight you on this. I'm gonna disagree with you on this one. You won't be able to keep. We went through this 10 years ago with BYOD, and we lost. Let's learn from that. We lost that battle. We're like, oh, you can't bring devices because we have to have corporate issue. You know what? We lost that battle.
Ship sailed.
Let's learn from that and not try to stop devices coming into the home. It's going to happen. It has happened. You're going to get to a point where your fridge is going to give up the ghost one day, and the only fridge you can buy, unless you buy a retro fridge, the only fridge you can buy is going to be a connected one. And the only way that you get your warranty from either Best Buy, Micro Center, Sears, or Samsung is if that thing's connected and it can call home. That's the only way you're going to get your warranty.
And you are describing the days in which I will live dangerously with my wire cutters, and that will be how that goes.
But I'll tell you, I
get it, but trust me, dude, because we just went through this with a washing machine.
Right. Oh, you got one with a USB stick in it?
No. We searched extensively to find one that was as dumb as a box of rocks. I wanted it to do 3 things: fill up with water, go whoosh, 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 and then empty out. That's it. Didn't need to do anything else. Just those 3 things. And we went through, I think, 2 because the first one we got, I won the battle. I found one that was dumb, didn't have any Wi-Fi, didn't have any of that crap.
Yeah.
But the stupid thing was so high efficiency that it never actually filled up with water.
Oh, they don't. No,
it was going to wash the clothes with magic and hope.
No, they only fill up a certain amount. We've got one of those. It fills up.
Garbage. I'm sorry, pronounced garbage. So then we went and found the most inefficient. We actually went to Consumer Reports and looked up like the worst. What is the least efficient, most bad for the environment solution we can choose? Because that one actually fills up with water. And it's one of the few times I've used Consumer Reports in the reverse.
Brian,
and I was happy. I'm very happy with our selection.
Ryan, you're a dinosaur, and I love you.
Me and Jesse got a few things in common. He don't want no damn Wi-Fi in his washer either.
You know what? In watching and listening to you two, I definitely got a lot of that. Yeah. No, I get it. There's a happy medium.
But I had to work at it. That's my point.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I had like if I would have just accepted the options on the show floor.
No. Yeah.
Done. It's smart everything.
Yeah.
Right. I actually had to seek this out, and we found out that there was only I think 4 or 5 options across the entire spectrum of available globally. I started hitting the internet. I'm like, fuck it, we'll just import something.
Hang on, did you get front loader or top loader?
Top load. Front load sucks.
Oh my God, you are okay. You are now an official dinosaur. That's it. You're done. You've been dinosaur. Oh my God, no, front loader. That's why.
Remember that I blacksmith, man.
You want a proper one, front loader, raised up slightly, put the stuff in, it weighs it, and it goes, okay, this is how much water I go. Damn stuff's clean.
If I could get my wife to go along with it, we'd use a washboard and a tub.
Yeah,
me too. She ain't having it.
Me too, brother. I'm with you.
Oh, I love you guys.
I love technology, but because I know what it does, how it works, and how it can be misused and abused.
Hey, tomorrow I'll meet you down by the river. We'll go wash our clothes.
On some rocks? I'm into this.
Yep.
Rocks and flakes of soap.
Lye soap. Good old-fashioned lye soap.
Grow your own.
I'm telling you, man, it's a hell of a lot more secure.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I will not disagree with that.
But
I cannot. But yes.
But in all reality, that just like BYOD, right? The IoT cat's out of the bag.
Yes.
They're trying to put chips into everything and then some. The smart cupboard door, if it doesn't already exist, now that I've said it, it'll be here in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, your cupboard door's open, or I'm sure at some point we're already monitoring what's inside the fridge. So I suspect it won't be long till we monitor what's inside the pantry.
I was talking with somebody on I'm trying to think who it was. It was on Twitter, and we were talking about the smart fridge. To me, what we are missing, which is what I'm really intrigued to see, is as you put stuff in the fridge, being able to scan its due date. And
no, they have that. That's the thing.
Oh, I don't have that in that case.
Oh yeah, no, they got that now. Yeah. You can scan the expiration dates, and it'll be like boom, and it will even auto order your shit off of Amazon for you. You're about to run out of milk. I went ahead and ordered some.
Okay, I don't have a smart fridge. I got a very, very nice, like fucking iceberg fridge.
You got a nice ice box, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. It's so that one is. Those are dumb as a box of rocks. Thankfully, those are. And well, it's like the oven. It's like the oven. That oven is a nice range, and it's as dumb as a box of rocks. It does 2 things. It turns on and turns off. Actually, 3 things. It produces gas. So yeah, no, it's. I didn't realize that the fridges are at that point. Wow. Okay, that's.
Because I think the most advanced one that Samsung makes has the camera that will show you what's inside the fridge on the TV screen, so you don't have to open the door.
No way.
It will scan for expiration dates and auto order from Amazon. And I think there's a weight sensor in the milk area for a 1 gallon to tell you when you're getting low on milk. If I recall correctly.
Oh wow, that's a little scary. There we go. So Rachel says, right. She's right. I'm right. Front loaders are better. The weight of the clothing falling on themselves actually cleans them better. I used to work for Ecolab. So, get a front loader.
I disagree.
Nah, you would.
We just go down to the river, man. Come on.
Oh,
as long as we do it in a van.
Yeah. There's the pair of you, I swear. Wrap everything in. John Montgomery's got the right idea. Wrap everything in tin foil. Actually, I hate to say it. The son of a bitch, he's right.
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, that's how you defeat the NSA. I've seen the meme on the internet. You wrap your laptop in tinfoil, and then.
No, I'm not serious. I mean, you're right. The tin snippers or some kind of RFID. Anyway, we digress. I like the idea of putting something as close to the source as possible that can help educate and can help reduce the risk and better protect. I really think that's the only way we do it. Apparently, we can't jam a damn thing, and apparently we shouldn't jam. Let me rephrase this. Apparently, we shouldn't be jamming all sorts of things. Although I really want one of those freaking hedgehogs. I really want one of those things.
It does your meal planning. You got it all, man. You can have it hooked up to your.
Just for the record, I didn't do the jamming. My neighbor did the jamming.
There we go. See, that's
there we go.
As you get the camera, that's why you buy the camouflage one. You put it in the neighbor's yard. That's why you buy the camouflage one.
It was the neighbor. It's all the neighbor.
Sorry, that's not why you buy the camera. You get onto the neighbor's network, use their Amazon. Hey Siri.
It must have been why they made it camouflage.
No. One better. When the neighbor invites you over for a drink, just quietly whisper to its Amazon Echo or its Google, "Hey, order me a wireless jammer." That's all you got to do, and the damn thing will show up. Keep an eye on their camera. When it lands at the doorstep, you grab it, plug it in on their network somewhere, and off you go. Done deal. Easy.
Winning.
So I'm looking at this fridge, right? And apparently it will do your meal planning based on what's in the fridge. It'll help you pick out your recipes. It will then connect to your smart oven and tell your oven what to set temps to cook the meal.
No shit, it does. Oh my God, grief.
No.
Yeah.
Don't.
Way you can watch TV and hook it up to all your smart devices and manage your life from your refrigerator.
Oh, well, I mean, because that was the interesting one. Because remember, Samsung was the, hey, we want to be the hub. Remember, because I mean, you've got Google, Amazon, and Apple.
What will any of these people do when the electrical
power turns off?
You're fucked.
Yep. They will do one thing and one thing only. They will become food.
We just heard from the energy secretary, and we knew this for a long time, but the first time I've ever heard a government official, claim
Cop
it
to it?
publicly. Yeah, they can turn off our power.
Mhm.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
look-
I want one of these. Just
And
for
turn it
the-
off in a way that it doesn't turn back on.
Oh yeah.
And then
Can we
everybody's
have a
gonna be
smart
like,
fridge?
where do I get food? How do I wash clothes? How do I walk? How do I?
Well,
I
they're already
need-
struggling with that shit. You see people with cell phones
Oh yeah.
out on the street?
Oh no, I need this smart fridge
Why?
because I just want to see. how
Only if
much-
you're gonna do research on it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Could you imagine how much fun?
No,
All
you
right.
know what you do, Chris? If you get this
They're the
smart
best
fridge,
boys.
Evan and
Yeah.
I are going to hack it, and we're going to make it have to activate the camera. And every time you go near the fridge, it's going to go, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh no!
Or
you could-
we'll electrify the handle.
No.
There we
you-
go.
I mean, no, shit. Whoa, time out. You just hit on that.
Yeah,
Think
I
about
know.
it. Weight Watchers.
It's a patent. I'm patenting it right now. I'm putting it in the air. I'm claiming copyright on this.
Weight Watchers.
I got
Weight Watchers
Apple Pay, I
API
already
to
did
the
it.
smart fridge. I'm sorry, Dave. You can't cook those fries.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit. Oh, you fucked. I'm sorry, Dave. You can't have that yogurt.
Well,
Oh,
and,
man.
and as a parent of a
Yeah.
formerly ravenous teenager, it'd be nice to, just detect the child and go, please don't drink all the ketchup. We don't know where the ketchup is going, but we know it's you. Stop it. We don't know what you're doing with the ketchup, but we know it's you. Stop it.
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
I swear to God, the kid had to be drinking the condiments. The amount of condiments we would go through in a given week. I'm like, it's
And
like
one
a
kid
4th of July party every week in this house. What happened?
I had one kid who did that with peanut butter,
Yeah.
Peanut butter. Now that makes a little bit more sense than the ketchup.
but not that
does.
much. I mean, seriously, that's a lot of fucking peanut butter.
Oh, we'd have so much fun with this thing. Seriously, you really could put the Hal voice on this. I'm sorry, Dave, you've eaten.
Well,
half
and
today.
how about when I hack it and screw with your recipes?
Oh yeah, I mean that's at the
Oh,
very
yeah.
least,
Switch
and the
salt.
milk and the expiry dates and just everything. Oh, this is so much fun. I want to have so much fun with this. All right, squirrels, get me the hell out of this thing. We have Dave to build. When Dave is built and we've got money, then we can buy some of these things.
Well,
The
and
new
yeah,
Hal Fridge
let's get-
3000.
well, that's what we talked about this week, man. I mean, let's get Dave finished. Let's get it
Yeah.
going.
We've
Yeah,
been-
we get that out, that we won't have any trouble at all.
We're
spent
ready. We're ready for
We've
it.
spent a bunch of time this week actually cranking on some interesting stuff.
Well, and I'm talking to tomorrow, your
Yeah.
guy,
Oh yeah, you're talking to Dell.
Dale.
She's awesome.
Yeah, we both
She's
are. Me and you both.
Yeah.
good. Hey, one thing I would like to do, separate work thing for a second, is as soon as possible be able to take some of our stuff and I want to just poke it up to an instance. And so I can see what I can do, can't do, what I can get to, what I can see, what I can't see. And then I can actually come up with a list of like, this is what I can see, this is what works, this is where the challenges are, and start beating up on that. So if you wouldn't mind, as soon as we can, that would be fantastic. Have
What
a
are we supposed to
conversation with Dell, get Dell up to speed. What time are you talking with Dell? I know,
Mm,
he'll know. Actually, I'll shoot her a note.
Middle of the day, noon, I think.
Yeah, let me.
2.
2.
No, that's New Mexico. Hold
I'm
on.
gonna shoot Dell a note.
Uh,
I might have Swede on it as well.
9:45 in the morning.
Your time zone?
Yep.
Oh, maybe not. I won't do that to Swede. That's cool. All right, ignore me. That'd be a cool thing to do to Swede. All right, ignore me.
Yeah, we want to suck data.
Yeah, we're getting there. I like it because if I can build what I think well, I already tested it on the container. I can containerize Nessus and I can get it to do what I want it to do. So not only can we pull everything we need to from the firewall stuff, we can drop it into container, add the stuff into Nessus, and then fire out from Nessus and go from there. We can also
Now, are you doing Nessus or are you doing Open VAS?
We've changed. We were using OpenVAS, but it sounds like what you've got going at the moment from the ingest is Nessus and Brains Asleep.
Pause.
Thank you. Yeah. So at the moment,
we could suck in OpenVAS too. The one thing I don't like about Nessus is we're stuck to their, you know, they already fucked us on pricing a couple of times.
Well, this is I'm using the open stuff, so I'm just using the free version, and I think I can get everything I need out of that. If I can't, I'll go back to OpenVAS definitely, because I can export from OpenVAS in a way that hopefully you guys can read it in.
We totally can. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah,
well, then I might. What I'm trying to do is get it as lightweight as possible. So whichever one, either OpenVAS or Nessus, whichever one, the command line stuff, obviously, whichever one is as light a weight as possible is the one that we're going to end up going with. It's as simple as that.
That'd be cool.
We're OpenVAS at the moment on the Arduinos and then also on the other stuff, but not the Arduinos, the Raspberries. But so we'll figure that one out.
Well, if we want to, I mean, I'm open to even building our own.
So let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation. If to Ryan's point, if we can just add an extra spoke or two on the wheel to get it to do what we want it to do as well, I'm all up for doing that. If we can't, we can go back to what we were doing. But I like the footprint. So the Firewaller folks have two footprints. They have the smaller footprint, which would be the home footprint. Then they have the gold one, which is not much different than we have. It's basically the same size as the beast we throw out, except to be perfectly honest, they've got a much nicer interface and they've got more tools in it than we have. So why do I have to build it? If I can build the stuff in the containers that I can use Docker to drop those in, and I can increase what I need out of it, then we're just going to make a phone call to those guys and go, hey, what's the best price we can get?
Well, and just so you know, I've already had an initial conversation with them last year.
Okay.
And they are open to play ball. The deal was they were trying to get gold launched at the time. And basically what he said is, I absolutely am open to all of this and will partner and, give access, blah, 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 blah. But right now, because I'm trying to do this, unless you're paying me out of pocket, I don't have the capacity or the time.
Yeah.
But they're very, very, very amenable to, at least they were when I talked to the founder last year. He was very amenable.
Can you open those channels back up again? Would you mind opening those channels?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem.
Because here's what I'd love to do is basically almost get the three parties together and go, this is what we will build together. Mm-hmm. And whatever label goes on it, however it gets put out there. And by the way, the front end's going to be studio, end of discussion. We've got some pretty cool ideas and we've built the containers for a couple of other things. Basically, this last week, what I've done is taken everything that we had and given the ability to put it in a container architecture. So I don't even have to have hardware. I can be fairly independent deliberately. And then we looked at the stuff that Waller's done and some other things, a couple of other things that are out there and gone, yeah, I don't want to have to reinvent this. It's already done. And actually it's kind of nice. Yeah.
They did a pretty decent job with the gold one. They really did.
But it doesn't have everything I want. It's got everything from a protect, but it doesn't have everything from a detect, protect, and also the scan stuff, which is Dell's done a really nice job of like, this is what we have. This is what they do. And we know what a house wants and we know what a small business wants. And we've done the deltas and the delta says, hey, we need to be able to build this, this, and this. And the scanning is one, and there's a couple of others in there. And so I've basically spent the last couple of days just building fucking containers for that. And I'm actually going to I'm going to probably rope John in a little bit if I can and have him help on it. And then as far as that goes, we're done. And all we got to do is basically figure out how it gets labeled and how we deal with it and how we do maths on this. And we'll have that conversation because, I'll be a spokesperson. I'll be the fucking one waving hands on stage for this, and somebody's going to have to fulfill it.
Well, and you know me, we get this consumer product. I get out there, I'll sell it. I'll sell the hell out of it.
We can do it. We can do it with the Blue Plus. We can do it without one. It looks like we can get enough horsepower out of that for a home consumer product. And we're getting a couple more of them. It looks like we can get enough horsepower to do what we want. And it's a single build, and all we do is scale it with the amount of capabilities. This is all we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. That's my thing is, Evan, I love the idea of the build, but at the same time, I'm like, some of this stuff out there is really, really nice. I just need to be able to plug it together in a way. And unfortunately, like the Signet stuff just was, it couldn't do everything we needed to do. There's a couple of other things that we're doing, like DNS architecture, some side stuff out of the US and UK stuff, and some other stuff out of Turkey. It can't do everything I needed to do. Believe me, we went through a shit ton load these last few weeks. And then this week, it's been balls to the walls. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, and the only reason why, I mean, there's certain things that I think it's being prepared to build, I think, more than actually building right now, because what happens, we've seen it happen so many times where, you know, they start making money and their mission completely changes, or they go public or something. And then it's like, because that's what happened with Nessus, right? Nessus forked from OpenBAS.
Totally.
And when Nessus first forked, it was like, man, this is really inexpensive. And it was built sort of for consultants. And then they went with their price per device shit.
Yeah.
It's like
it enterprised. They went headhunting. They went Fortune 100, Fortune 10 headhunting.
Yeah.
No,
I'm screwed over a lot of consultants that were using that.
I'll name myself. Yeah, I'm one of them. It's I mean, I was fortunate I used to get it at a very, very reduced / free cost, but yeah.
You know, the very first customer for FR Secure, so this is 2008, was a hospital in Iowa. Yeah. And it was I had to do a vulnerability scan of, I think it was about 400 hosts. And I couldn't afford a Nessus license. So I used the home version, took their network, broke it into 20 different scans, and then wrote a Python script to combine those scans. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I'm with you, because I mean, the thing was expensive. We had the same thing. Years ago, we used Air Magnet. I mentioned it right at the beginning. We were talking about scanning. I used Air Magnet when Air Magnet was still just Air Magnet. We did a really nice deal with them, and I ended up getting a couple of versions. And then they ended up getting eaten by one of those, the handheld device folks. And it went from like not too bad to like $4,500 for a license. And then it's just gone from there. It's just like, holy shit. And all of a sudden you're like, no, there's so much of that stuff. You're right. They chase the money. Oh hell! We'll have the offline conversation about that as well at some point.
Especially for something that everybody should have, right? Like an open, like vulnerability scanning, everybody should have.
Yeah.
Asset management, and there's some good open source tools for that stuff, but man, as soon as the money gets involved, it gets funky.
Well, the problem is with the open source that we've run into the open source stuff is it's still kludgy, because people don't have the millions to spend on a good front end, or the tens, hundreds of thousands spend on a good front end. It's still kludgy. This is why, I mean, I love how Dave is, but when people are like, hey, we need to demo it, I'm like, guys, there ain't much to see. It's command line interface and a kind of a funky front end on it. And believe me, it ain't really a front end. Right. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, it does the job though. And the challenge on a lot of this stuff is it's got to have a better front end. This is why we really haven't done demos. We've just installed it in places and we're managing the damn thing. That doesn't scale. And so what I've been hunting for, and now talking with you guys and just some other stuff that's going on, it's wanting to push this into a higher gear, which means I got to have a front end on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're committed to it, man. I mean, we know the value in doing this for the people that are underserved, so we'll devote shitloads of development horsepower to it if we need to.
And I think that's what's going to be. I'll get it to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm good with it. I'm happy with it. I'm going to talk with John offline on this one, because he's probably it sounds like he's got more Docker container experience than I have. My Docker container experience is not that good. It's good enough to get to where I needed to be, but it sure as hell isn't good enough for where I want it. So I'm gonna throw up the flag and say, hey, I know what I'm doing and I know what I want. I just don't have the hands-on keyboard to get it to where I need it to be.
Right. You talking Kittleson?
Yeah, John Gates.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is Kittleson here today?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's in here.
I fucking like that guy.
I do too. Yeah. He was actually giving me some tips on my subwoofer.
Oh, interesting.
Because I got a 12-inch and a 10-inch, and I need to get the frequencies not to muddy and overlap too much. I gotta move them around. There was a fire sale on the 12-inch for my Klipsch system, so I picked it up. Got it for, I think, just under half off.
Ooh, nice.
That's good. All right, so shit. Amazon
Sidewalk, don't do it.
Well,
Avoid it.
well, so another thing that we didn't really talk about, we've got the technical things and stuff, and and absolutely, we need that anyway, right? Because it's just one thing after another, after another, after another. But I wonder too, also, about the legislative legal angle. Our country is so far behind in the laws that we have, to protect consumers from technology. I mean, who do we know that we could start pushing? And when maybe this is one of those things that you take up with, the Gray Matter Society when we get that thing really rolling a lot more, because we can change that shit.
I'm having a conversation with the Virginia senator and all that stuff in 2 or 3 weeks time, and I'm putting the slide deck together. Dave and Studio is basically a big chunk of the how do we solve this problem. Is I'm building that deck out to say, here are the challenges, here are the issues, and here is how we fix it quickly, simply, easily, and effectively, and not just fix it now. Here's how we future-proof it.
Right.
And so I'm putting that deck together. So that's coming together nicely. And I don't know, whatever it is, half hour in front of the Senate committee. So that'll be fun. And so that's the idea. It's like, guys, this isn't rocket. This isn't that hard to fix. Here's how we would do it. Here's how we approach it. And by the way, we're kind of ready to roll. Want to join us?
Yeah. Well, and that's our strategy, here too. I mean, that's why we're working states. The federal government's a clusterfuck.
Right.
But we had a really good conversation with New Jersey's CISO this week. Good conversations with Florida's CISO this week. Michigan, Minnesota. Tomorrow I have a meeting with Minnesota. We have New Mexico tomorrow.
Nice.
So I think, working these angles, because we're going at it the same way, Chris. It's not, there's no one like easy button here, right? It's a multitude of things. So we're also going to bring, when the time is right, bring Dave into those conversations. What we're trying to figure out is, setting a baseline.
Yeah.
You talk to any one of these CISOs, what's the state of security in the state of whatever? No clue.
No clue. Right.
What do you spend your next dollar on? No clue. Well,
Yeah.
this is basic fundamental stuff. My lights just went out. I think I'm losing power.
Not my fault.
I think I just jammed my own shit. Damn it. I got to figure out how to use this thing.
It's all the antennas. It gets confusing.
It really does. But I think the state strategy is going to be awesome, man. And, you get enough movement there because now, from the other angle, you've got CISA. They've got their hands full with the executive order and doing all that shit. And then, but they've also they've appointed state, sort of state liaisons or whatever.
Yeah.
So the one from the state of Minnesota, I talked to him because we're friends. So using that angle, and then Raul from the Daily Insanity check-ins, he had a really good idea. The federal government handles the distribution to the states, and that's up to the states to figure out how to go and the security from there. And so I think that there's a really good angle to play there, but we'll figure it out, man. I mean, you got to play all these angles until you get the right people and push the right buttons.
Right. Yeah, and I think honestly, as much fun as it will be to mess with everybody around here, and as much fun as it will be to mess with Samsung fridges, my focus is I want Dave at a point where we can, it can be demoed to anybody, everybody. When we have that done, then I'll get to play. Until that point, basically everything else I've put on hold. Literally, like everything else has been put on hold.
Because one of the things that frustrates me, man, is the gall. I mean, why does Amazon think that they have, they can just do this?
Have you not met the guy in charge?
Well, I know, but
I-
the fact that we'd let them continue, that was one of the, did you see one of my Twitter posts this week?
Mhm.
It was, you make a little compromise, you make a little compromise, you make a little compromise. And because if you were to back up, 5 years from ago,
Yeah.
this shit, there'd be pitchforks on the streets, man. I mean, people would be protesting, but now it's like, it's cool. Fuck, it's not. We're
Well,
way
part
off
of
the
this-
path right now.
Part of that's generational shift.
Did you say generational shit?
Yes, exactly. This generation, this current one, is a little bit shit. No, there's a shift. And I even see this in my own son, who is savvier than most when it comes to security and privacy among his generation, right? He was
Right.
raised in a very totalitarian household where it's like, we don't do that. We don't put that on the internet. We don't click that. We don't send that. But even he's like, Dad, I mean, they already got it all. And that's his generation's attitude about this shit. I'm already fucked, so why should I care?
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the problem. That's that scary shit we were warned about, where if a society starts not to care about the truth, starts not to care about privacy, starts to not care about certain key things, it's usually an indicator it's heading in the wrong direction.
Well, yeah, I mean, whoever's the one in power, you're at their beck and call, right? I mean, they can do whatever they want to you.
Well, and right now it's Amazon who's in power.
Well, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, the big players.
Yeah.
Like if I could do something evil to Microsoft, I would.
Good
I'm so
luck.
fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired of rebooting and all the bullshit.
Well, don't worry. It's, while no one was paying attention, they basically own the gaming industry now and have.
I know.
They're not really going to do consoles anymore. They're just going to push you to your always on Windows subscription device that has the Xbox app.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I love the whole cloud computing aspect. Like, I got a video game that if I wanted to play that game without using one of these cloud services to do my rendering for me, I'd have to go out and buy a $2,000 video card.
Right.
How about give me a fucking word processor that doesn't fucking crash?
How about giving me a word processor when I make a change to the fucking table doesn't blow my entire document to hell?
Oh,
Can I
wasn't gonna
add
go
a
there.
single fucking row to the table without destroying the formatting of the entire document?
Oh, I wasn't going to go there, but I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, again, this is, yeah, we had this conversation a while ago. Something blew up somewhere. I think it was Excel or something. And it was like, I don't need my shit to talk to me. I just want my fucking spreadsheet to work. We've only been dicking around with them for 30 years or so.
I do like all my data shit. I mock it up in Excel. I mean, so I always have a bunch of Excel shit running, and I have, just like every other human being, I forget to save shit, and I hate their fucking autosave thing, because then when I open that autosave thing and I make a change, well, I fucking just overwrote my shit that I just didn't want to overwrite, and it's like, fuck, now I got to go back to my previous version. Well, what about the version I'm fucking working on now? It's like,
Well, and that's because you were smart enough to turn on versioning. By default, that shit ain't on.
I know. Yeah, it's because I got burned a couple of times. Yeah, and then, fuck, man, I don't know. Yeah, try to get that shit right before, we were talking before about, the AI to talk to dead people.
Oh, yeah.
Chris.
What? What do you do?
Well, John goes, John says in the chat that after hanging out with us over the weekend, he's been getting a bunch of ads for John Deere, but he hasn't done any kind of searches that would justify it, except Jesse and Chris had talked about it. So Chris goes, well, welcome to being monitored as part of the crew.
Yep.
Yeah, John, until you have a little black van show up, you're not actually part of the crew. Don't worry, it'll be there within a week or two.
Oh yeah, believe me, we'll get the little van to show up. We'll send you the hedgehog antennas.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I'll get the man. Yeah, I mean that would be. I mean, you want to talk about gaslighting? This would be a fun gaslighting experiment, wouldn't it? Jeez, can you imagine? fucking 20 antenna units shows up at the house. Actually, it won't show up at the house. Men in suits will show up at the house and ask you some really awkward questions.
Right, about what the hell are you ordering this for, and what do you think you're going to do with it? And I don't recall you having a license for this. And
oh my gosh, so much fun.
Then you just say, I didn't order it, Chris did.
Yeah.
No, your neighbor did.
Yeah.
I seriously, fucking neighbor just jammed my shit over here.
I'm serious. I had
Everything was working fine.
I had so much fun with this because Amazon has got a 50-gallon barrel of lube, and you can walk into somebody's house and quietly go, "Hey Alexa, order the 50-gallon lube." I've done that. I'd say I've done it. I don't know if you've done it.
I did it. And my favorite part of doing that to my friend was the text I got that was a screenshot of the text he got from his wife that said, "I don't know what you're planning, but you need to stop." That was the best ever.
Hey, one quick thing. Did you guys see like the Army gave out guidance that anybody working from home had to turn off all their IoT devices that had listening on them?
Yes.
And then took that back. They rescinded that.
Oh, I didn't see they rescinded it. I saw they sent it out because there were
They rescinded it.
There's
that makes me nervous.
I'm doing some work with the Guard at the moment. There's cyber Yankees going on in the East Coast, and that came out. We're in the middle of exercise at the moment, and it came out, and we're like, WTF? I didn't see the rescind notice though.
Yeah, they took it back out. They were like
okay, here's do a rescind announcement or just pull it out.
Oh shit!
They just took it out. It's not there anymore. So it was there. Now it's not there. I don't know if they put it back again, but basically, I think there was a lot of backlash. Like, well, what do you mean?
Oh yeah.
I gotta what? It's convenient and shit.
Well, I mean, let's face it. We've been walking around with these fucking things for 10 years, and do you really think these things?
Right.
I mean, seriously. Anyway.
Well, but even then, I mean, yeah.
I know.
I mean, it depends on what I'm doing, right? If I'm having certain conversations with certain people, there's nothing in the room. There's nothing near the room. Even my wife and kids aren't near. I mean, sometimes they're not even on the same floor as me, right? But, so when you're doing government shit in the military, yeah, I don't want fucking Alexa or Google Home sitting there. Sorry. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'll have to do some research and find out if they put that back again.
That's crazy.
But you can have sidewalk too, probably. So not only can you can listen to my device here, but I can share it with my neighbors.
Well, and honestly, guys, a month? Do we want to take? I know I'm not normally a betting guy, but I think we should do a pool here. How long?
Do we have to do another hot chip?
No.
I don't know.
How long until the first release of the credentials when somebody hijacks and intercepts whatever exchange is happening between those devices? There's got to be a credential share or I can't leverage the next Wi-Fi over. So somewhere I have to have had those credentials stored, and some mechanism has to share those credentials, and there has to be an authentication piece. So 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months? What do you guys think?
DEF CON. When's DEF CON? Month and a half's time?
You think by DEF CON?
Yep.
First compromise?
I think by DEF CON. Yeah, I think by DEF CON. And if anything,
I think it'll happen before DEF CON, but it'll be announced at DEF CON because they usually like to wait.
Right. But the first announcement, you guys think will be DEF CON?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, I know that it's intrigued me enough that I'm gonna play. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll join you guys in playing when I've handed over what I want as like V1.
Okay.
How about that?
I like that deal. And I like the focus. I like the dedication and the discipline.
Yeah. I need to do it. Otherwise I will squirrel. I've literally taken
get it done so we can get this shit into the hands of people, and then we can squirrel off and figure out what
dude, you're gonna be so relieved that you did it, right? Because we've been talking for a while now.
Yep.
This is the direction. The window's open. It's not going to stay open forever.
Exactly.
Everything else is just taking you off on other paths. Yeah,
Yep.
get that shit done.
No, that's the whole idea. And I'm actually, John and I talking about it. I've got Swede working on stuff. Dell's working on it. I'm taking time down to work. I mean, I spent last night and the night before last I sent out the LinkedIn post and then I settled down and got some of the stuff done. Yeah, no, it's just after the conversation and actually honestly coming back from Nebraska helped a lot to focus and clear the head. Conversation Monday and then just some of the other challenges that we've had the conversations about. And then quite honestly, yesterday morning's conversation with the other folks was just like, and I need the exit stage left ASAP.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if there's any help that you need from us, and if you want to run ideas, I mean, that we're two guys that you can trust, man.
Ideas are coming, but I want better formed stuff. We talked about the Monday stuff. And I want better formed stuff.
So get your clay to where it looks like a vase and hand it over so we can glaze that.
A vase
for sale. A vase, a vase.
A vase. He's English.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so get the clay formed to a viable vase.
Yeah.
And then get it over here and we'll get that bastard glazed and priced and put on the shelf.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So the next week I'll have my rig running and I'll
I'm gonna live vicariously through you and El Cantel and some other folks for a while because I don't want to take focus off.
No. Well, maybe I'll build a couple of them. So
no. Build one. I love building stuff, but
send me specs or something. I'll whip one together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got some interesting shit around the house.
Yeah, less than $100, man. And with the shit you already got, I'm sure you'll be fine. All right. Well, good talk tonight, guys. This is last week meant a lot to me. It was cool to hang out with you guys. We had a lot of fun. I look forward to the next time we get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
September.
Next time is going to be a different conversation because next time we will have Dave up, running, rolled out, and it will be being deployed all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
That's as far as I'm concerned. Because the other thing is I need to get you guys talking to Seth and Monica. That's the other part of this puzzle we need to put in place is have the Seth and Monica conversation with you guys too. Because they're chomping at the bit to run it all over the place. So I think we will want to coordinate.
Yep. Cool. Loop me in. I'll help keep all that shit straight.
Thank you. And John's going to hit me up as well, Kittleson as well. So I've got Gates and Kittleson are on point, and we will figure out making sure that everybody gets taken care of properly.
I like it.
Cool.
Gentlemen, I love you as always.
Yeah.
Fabulous talk.
So now I'm going to go back to filming stuff.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, man, I might go for a ride.
I figured you would slamming a rock star at 11:30 at night. I figured you were going to be good to go for a while.
Get her done. Riding at night is awesome, other than a lot of critters.
The deer, please no deer, especially after. Hey, you know what? Do me a favor, don't ride tonight.
Why?
It's anniversary night for you, damn near killing yourself. Let's not have.
Yeah, I didn't. Seeing that post of yours on Twitter, I'm like, hey, I get it. I totally get it. I understand it, and I'm glad you are in one piece, despite introducing yourself to the scenery at high speeds. Kind of want you around for a bit, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll be around.
I know.
He's invincible. God told him when he's going to go, and it ain't tonight. So
good.
No.
Although
89, I'll be 89 years old. Mark my words.
He never promised what state you would be in at 89, and we prefer that you can still walk on your two legs and form words.
Fuck my legs. I don't need these. These are the money makers right here.
No. Yes,
money makers.
Hey, Ferrari F40 is manual, and your ass and my ass are going to be driving a freaking Ferrari F40 at some point in time in the future, and we will be giggling like school kids. And it's manual, so you are going to need your bloody legs since you're going to be driving the damn thing too.
Oh, I like manual. All right, deal.
All
Love
right.
you guys. Have a great
Love
night.
you guys. Take care.